go. Damn, I'm a genius. I got this shit to work out. I don't even need no tutorial video, baby. Hey, yo, what it do? Let me rock these glasses so I can look smart. Nah, I don't need these glasses. Alright, so what we're seeing right now, we're seeing a rejection of the 27,000 level, so we sold 500 off of 27.5. I'm not too sure what the percentage is on that, to be quite honest with you. 0.1%? 0.01%? Yeah, 0.02% on the sell side. But it's just a huge movement down. So I'm expecting like a pullback at least to 27,294. But I'll be out by then. I'll be at 11K. It's most likely gonna hold, but you know what we do. Oh, hey, 20,000, baby. Don't do me like that. Confirm that. Hey, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the RSI divergence as well. It's looking grimy, baby. Yeah, that's the RSI divergence kicking in. 1 hour. How's that RSI? Yep, RSI is looking grimy. 4 hour. Now the 4 hours got to pull back. 4 hour chart, we can expect a 50% pullback before it actually continues the trend if it's sold off. But look at this. It's been selling off all week, and I called this out. I called this out since last Wednesday. Y'all can't even hate on me. The video is on the stream. I talk truth, baby. I called it out since last Wednesday that this is gonna be selling off. And let's see. So we can expect a 50% retracement into 127. Yep, that's what I said. 270, 290. This is looking like, yeah, 270. Anyways, 270, 300 is what I'm thinking it's gonna pull back to on the bigger time frame. But I don't know how low it's gonna go. I would love for it to go lower. Of course, right? Bigger win, baby. Yep. But let's see. Yeah, we're in this is the range that we're getting in right here. This is a area of interest. A lot of consolidation. A lot of buyers, a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers. Oh man, happening right here. And that's what we're approaching. That's actually where we're going to see a lot of buyers step in again to try to push it up. But I feel like there's a lot of people trapped in here. Like, just truly think about it. If you knew that this market, you didn't know, but you know, this market's oversold, it's overvalued. You know, it's due for a pullback, especially after a big ass run. Look at this fucking run, dude. That there is what I call damn.
Place trades with simple order management tools. Access over
Don't
40
tell me
built-in
what to
indicators
do,
plus custom indicators.
So look, it had a huge run up. This huge motherfucking run up. It's due for a pullback. Even if the market is supposed to keep going higher, even it's supposed to be going higher, it's been so much bullish. It's been so bullish. It's been on a bullish trend for way too long. There's supposed to be at least. All right, stay with me here for a while. Play with me here for a while. All right, let's pretend here. I'm gonna take this shit off. All right, let's pretend that the run started from here. We're gonna Start the run off right here and get the Fibonacci retrace. Alright, there we go. Fibonacci retracement right there. So a bullish run, something that would be considered a huge green flag for a trend continuation pattern, would be this huge run up and a pullback into at least 0.382, right? 0.382, and that's at 26.5. Worst case scenario, 26.918, and that's where I have my profit at. I have my profit at 26.920, which is the 20 grand. Even a pullback into that area, holding into this consolidation, would confirm a uptrend, which it can happen. You know, the government is going to be printing out more money. We are going into quantitative easing, but there is a federal interest rate meeting tomorrow, which I highly doubt, based on economic data, they're gonna cut interest. They're not cutting any interest rate. We need to hike up interest rates, but I think they're gonna pause, which is neutral, right? But the market is expecting a cut because Trump has been promoting and advocating for cuts, and he got Jerome Powell out. Well, Jerome Powell's term ended, but he put somebody else in there that he wanted, that he put somebody in his position that would essentially do what Trump wanted, and Trump wants cuts. But that guy's not gonna make a decision. It's a committee of federal governors that it's like a fucking board, right? Everybody votes, so it's not up to one person. And based on the data, you can't cut. Data ain't reflecting the cut. So if you can't cut interest rates, you don't want to hike them, even though they should hike up the interest rates, but they don't want to hike them. Then the best thing to do is to pause. And the market has been expecting a motherfucking cut. If there ain't no cut, they're gonna be disappointed, which leads me to believe the market is gonna sell off into at least 26,500. Find consolidation, find support, as it's done before it takes off again, which I think is gonna happen. That's my opinion, that's my trade. Don't copy my trades unless you're ready to lose some money, because I do take losses. But then I win. Yeah, baby. I'm nice with it, that's why. Who the fuck calling on my line this time? Broke bitch, I ain't got a dime this time. But what it do, baby? Life is good, life is gravy. As of lately, I've been acting crazy. But yeah, that's the game plan essentially. If I hit this, man, I'm gonna feel so in tune with the markets. It's like here's the markets and here's me. It's like one and the same, except one's left and one's right, so we're not the same type shit. But man, if I hit this 20K, fuck the money. I don't give a fuck about the money. It's just the fact that I guessed it, the fact that I predicted it. Man, that just, the 20,000, it could be 2,000, it could be $200, it could be $2. But the fact that I predicted this shit, to me in my head, that's basically saying up, left, right, square, triangle, left, RB, L1. Bing, unlimited money glitch. Because that means I gotta repeat it. And then repeat it. And then repeat it. Yeah. But it's looking good. Look at this. 15,300, 15,400. Come on, baby. Really, what I'm waiting for is for it to break 27,000. So currently the price is 27,016. I need it to break 27,000. It's already hit 27,000 and it's bounced up. It's just holding that area. I needed you to fucking be decisive with it, NASDAQ. Be decisive with it, Mini. And fucking bow! Bust through that bitch. And if you're in the chat, drop a like, drop a sub. You're looking at the best trader in Texas. I am the best. My calls are on point. My predictions hit. This ain't gambling, baby. This is investing with knowledge. Um, Not only that, I provide free education. I provide free outlooks. People charge you for this shit. I'd be like, oh, buy my course for $1,000. Buy my course for join the Discord for $500. Like, bro, if you're making money on trading, why you gotta make money off other people? I get it, you know. Too much money ain't enough money, right? But still, like, if you learn how to trade, teach somebody else, bro. You know, we all broke out here. Everybody was poor. Most people I know, everybody I know ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? So why you gonna take their money, even if you're a stranger? We ain't got it like that. I'm pretty sure most of y'all weren't silver spoon raised. Y'all probably broke like I was. You know what I'm saying? Y'all broke like, if y'all were broke like me, the last thing I'm gonna do is take your money. Why? Because I can trade and make my money. I don't need you. That's what I'm saying. Most of these traders on YouTube, most of these gurus, talking about 500 from my Discord. Pay 3,000 for my course. Bitch, fuck your course. Fuck your Discord, you greedy ass fuck. We out here for the free. We do it for the love of the game. I love this shit. And if it works out like it is, y'all see it on the streets working out. I do it for the love of the game. So why not give y'all what I know? I don't mind shit. What I know that makes me money, it ain't no secret strategy that if people copy, it's done deal. It's so, bro, I literally trade the news and some technical analysis. You gotta put in work too, you know what I'm saying? Nothing comes easy. Don't expect me to catch a fish before you can give you a fish. It ain't that easy. I'm teaching you what kind of fish, what kind of bait, what kind of hook, when to pull it. Yeah, what up, Andy? What up, my boy? But I'm trying to tell you, when I teach you, this is that shit that most fucking Wall Street motherfuckers are doing. They look at the news, but the only thing is that they trade off an insider. They pay $100,000. They pay $250,000, all for extra news that technically it's not insider trading because it's public information. The only thing is you gotta pay for that information. And we ain't got, who the fuck gonna be paying $150,000 to $200,000 for news, bro? We ain't got that kind of money out here. But anyways, that don't mean we can't eat. The news is there, we just read it as it is, and we hit the street and we make the man money. Appreciate you, my boy. Thank you for stopping at the chat, Andy, my boy. Woo. Drop a like for a young nigga. You know what, bro? I'm not gonna be a streamer. I'm not gonna be a professional YouTuber. I'm not trying to get 100,000 or a million views. I'm not gonna do that, bro, because I just saw a video recently that most of these people that you see on like your YouTube, like reels or like the shorts, or most of the people that you see on your algorithm, there's like this strategy for you to make money off of YouTube. It's like Kick. Kick pays streamers. There's like this affiliate program where you get invited to a Discord chat from Kick, and there's people like YouTubers, for example. We'll just say, give me a fuck. I can't think of a fucking name. I can't remember the streamer. Asmongold or Neon. Or Speed, I show Speed, or that clavicular guy. So what they do, bro, is they have a Discord where they pay people to make clips like this right here. If they make a clip of my shit, and for every 1,000 views, they pay them like 70 cents. So, and on top of that, they won't pay the person until they hit whatever amount that they decide. Like for example, 100,000. I'll pay you 70 cents for every 1,000 real views you get me, but I will only pay you once you get me at 100,000 views. And so of course you got all these people to us making like $300 to do that. $700 and you're spending all these weeks of making clips and shit. It ain't worth it, right? Because you got family, we got work. It just ain't worth it for us. But for like people in like a third world country or a second world country, $700 US, bro, that's a lot of money. That's like type shit. That's like doctor money sometimes. In some place in Mexico, $700 a month, bro. Whew, you good, bro. Especially if you know what I'm saying. If you're just making it out of a laptop. So all they do is you got all these people outside the U.S. clipping for these streamers, and the way the algorithm works is when everybody's talking about one person, they think it's important, so they throw it in the algorithm. They're cheating the algorithm. But ain't no fucking way I'm gonna be doing that. Ain't no fucking way I'm about to be paying somebody to watch my videos. I'm about to be paying somebody to watch my streams. Hell no. A hundred, I'm making these bands. A hundred, I'm making all these fucking bands. Running through this bitch, I'm hitting my motherfucking money dance. No hints. Yo. Look at that. We got a alert. Thank you, baby. Turn the bell on. There's a Fed decision coming. Fed decision is incoming. Yeah. Hit my money dance. 100. Fucking these Nikes, I'm not rocking bands. Stunning a hole and I don't got a plan. Feeling like I am the man. I'm feeling good right now. Feeling good. Feeling gravy, baby. Sauce. Get a ball from me. Hey, yo, pot down. But yeah, that's the game plan. I'm done with my rant. I'm done talking shit.
Imagine
good,
being
man.
able to build an app with your name on it.
Feels good
just
to,
by thinking about it.
It's
Meet
not even the
Base
money.
44.
Like I said, dude. Yo. It ain't even about the 14,000, 13. It ain't about none of that shit. It's the fact that I think I finally learned how to like read the markets, dude. Soon, I will say this, so let me turn the music down. Turn the music down real quick. Soon, I will say, I'm about to graduate soon with my finance degree. And then I'll be a financial advisor. And then, professionally, legally, if y'all want to invest with a young dude, y'all can. Y'all don't have to. I don't care. Listen, we're gonna be making money regardless, and everybody gonna be making their own money. That's cool. All I'm saying is I'll be a professional. I'll be certified, and I'll be willing to make money for other people and myself. Plus, more money, make more money. It takes money to make money. So if I can get a good group of people to invest in the fund and start making these trades right here, like how dope, how fucking awesome would it be if instead of 14,000 on my screen, It was like 140,000 in a day, and it's possible. I mean, shit. All it does is take more money. I would have made the same fucking trade I took today on this trade, except I would have had more money, so the trade would have been a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? And more money make more money, and then we all make good money. Man, I'm running off 2 hours of sleep and coffee, baby. Your boy is tired, but I'm on a money high, so I'm awake and I'm wired. Yeah.
Right, trust no one.
Admit it. 100 and fitted and 20 and fitted. Yeah. I'm Liddy. Alright, so let's see where we bounced off. 27. See, we're not breaking that. And that's my that's my main problem. Main problem right now is that we're not breaking past 27,000. Do I want to get greedy? Worst case scenario, we're gonna get taken out for 11,000. Best case scenario, we're gonna get taken out for 20,000. I think either way is a win. We're up 13,000 right now, 13.8. Either way, it's a win.
Right, trust no one.
But the only reason I'm not taking profit right now, I know you'd be like, bro, why don't you just cut it at 13,000, cut it at 14,000, you know, get out right now. You're gonna lose 3,000 or 4,000 if you let it hit 11,000. That is true. But like I said, it's not about the money right now. I'm trying to let the trade. I had this plan. I got a plan, and I want to let the plan play out. I want to let the plan play out. I'll feel better about myself if I get out right now, and then it goes down, and I could have hit 20,000. It's gonna fuck with my mental. I'm gonna want to get in a trade, and that's when I make bad choices. So let's keep my mind at peace, keep it zen. Let's just let the plan play out. And if I get taken out, it's all good.
Right, trust no one.
But I mean, you can't deny this was a hell of a play. Look at this shit. From up here, 27,350, and I missed the entry up here. Look how close I was to hit that entry. So I saw it. You see this limit here? I would have been like 40,000. It would have been crazy. But so you see this? This is what happened. It hit 27,500 twice, and then it bounced down. So I said, next time it gets to that area, I'm gonna take a sell down, because that would mean a double top on a long time frame kind of situation. It didn't reach, so I didn't even put it at the very tippy top. The very tippy top would have been 27,538. I said I don't think it's gonna get that high. So I put it in the middle of this little zone here, which is 27,524. I'm thinking, all right, and look how close it got. It got to 27,511. So I missed it by $13. $13, it would have hit me at 48. I would have been in like 72 positions in heavy on the downside, and that's fucking crazy. 24.48. So imagine put it in perspective. 72 positions at 27,523. If 24 positions got me at 13,500, 2 times that would be 48. So that's 27,000. Another one would be $40,000. Just from, if I would have been 72 positions in, not 24, if I would have been 72, just from right here to down here would be $40,000. So we're talking about 300,000. We're talking about 300. So 40,000 divided by 300. 40,000 divided by 300. So essentially, what am I doing? Let me do my math right. 13,500 562 times 523. Nah, that can't be right. That's way too much fucking money. It'd be anywhere from like 70 to 80,000 in one day. If I would have got in right here to the downside, 70 fucking $1,000. Oh my god, bruh. And that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It take money to make money, right? But I can just imagine having like creating a company, like an investing company, like a mini hedge fund from Wall Street, but in Texas. Because we do it big out in Texas. Out here acting reckless. Money off of my checklist. Check. Matter of fact, I ain't checking shit. Yeah, just like a little group of business that invest with multiple investors with a contract that says every quarter. So there's 4 quarters per year. So every quarter, depending on the profit, you get X percentage of the profit that we made. And man, if I can reel in some money that way, fuck, dude. If I would have had like $1 million. Mind you, I'm trading this on a $50,000 account. This is a $50,000 prop firm account. And I'm up 12.8. I'm probably gonna get taken out. Whatever. I'm up 12.9 on a $50,000 account. So we're talking almost like a 10%, 12%. Nah. That's 20%. Really, it's 20%. 20% of the account. So on $1 million, 20% is 200K. That would be a $200,000 day today on $1 million account. 200,000. And imagine 200K today. Now this is one of these good days. 200K today. Next day, 20K. Next day, 30K. Next day, 10K. Finish the week, $250,000. Next week, take a loss, 25,000. Come back from the loss, because I don't like to take losses 2 times in a row. I fuck up once and where'd I fuck up? Oh, I got that wrong. It's all good. Bit. Boom. Next day I hit it. Make it back. If I can hit like $200,000 a week, and I know I can, we're talking like 600,000 to 800,000 a month, and in a quarter, 3.2 million. Imagine that you're investing with me, and you get 3% off $3.2 million profit. How much is that? Let's see. 3.2 million at 3%. You get $96,000 in 4 months. In 3 months, you get 96K in 3 months. Fucking with me at a 3%. Now, of course, that's a $3.2 million. That's a huge.
Introducing
even
Iron
if we
Beam,
only
the
made
best choice for futures trading. Iron
What's
Beam is
realistic,
the
right? I'm trying to keep
industry-leading
realistic
broker,
here.
catering to traders.
I'm dreaming big right now, but let's come back to earth. If we were to do manageable $5,000 to $10,000, so let's say an average 7,500 times 4. Oh shit, 7,500 times 4. We're talking about $30,000 a month times 3. 90K. 3% off 90K. Now imagine, I don't know what the terms are gonna be, but I imagine I pay everybody 3% off the investment, right? Off the quarter, we'll go off 3%. You're still making 2,700 extra money in 3 months. Can't be mad, and that's playing very, very small. Because it's $50,000 prop firm, 5 to 10,000 a week is very realistic. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move this up a little bit. I'm gonna put it right above. I'm gonna put it right here. 10,320. Confirm that. I'm willing to risk another $1,000 of the profit, because if this bounces up and it breaks past, actually let's make it 10,000 even. Whoa. Pipe down. There we go. That's good enough for me. 10,044. If it does bounce back up to this level and it breaks past that and it hits my stop loss and it takes me out of 10K, then it's ready to reverse. this market's probably gonna start going up, and that's when I want to be at, because I'm gonna lose a lot of money then, or return a lot of profits. But if it reaches this tip right here, and it starts coming back down, we're gonna hit the 20K. So it's either 10K or 20K. Ooh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. This your boy. Soon I'm gonna have my degree, and then I could start my company legally. And it's not only for the legal aspect, but it's kind of like the reputation or what's the right word that I'm looking for right now? I'm sleepy. I haven't really slept. Got 2 hours of sleep today. Had an emergency this morning at midnight. Had to drive out of the city. But we back at it. Yeah. What's the word that I'm looking for? It's kind of for, what do you call it when, here, I'm gonna ask AI. When in doubt, AI it out. AI it out. Alright, so according to AI, what do you guys think about the AI? You guys think about getting that Neuralink by Elon Musk, implanting it in your brain, and have that fucking
You can unlock
super
more than
genius?
ever with the American Express
Hit that
Platinum Card.
limitless.
Access over $3,500
Are y'all willing
in
to do
value
that?
each year.
Fuck no, I ain't doing that shit. Got me fucked up. Got me all the way fucked up. That's some biblical demonic shit. Don't miss me with that. I mean, I respect it. I like what it's doing for people that need it. Not for me though.
Right, trust no one.
Alright, so the word that I'm looking for. I need more words.
What's up?
So AI came out with credentialism. Qualified, legitimacy, competence. None of these words is what I'm looking for. Whatever. In my case, what I'm looking for is it's not really for the legal aspect where I want to wait until then, but once I get my finance degree, it'll establish some kind of reputation, I guess some credentials. So that way there's trust, you know. When somebody says, well, why should I invest my money with you? Well, first of all, fuck you. You ain't gotta invest your money with me. I'm giving you a gift. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you out of here. Cause like you can be doing your own life. You could do whatever you want in your life. All I'm saying is put some money with me. I'ma grow this money. And you can get some benefits of just having money here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. But in case somebody says, well, Christian, why should I invest with you? And then all I gotta do is pull out my track record and pull out my finance degree and be like, that's why, motherfucker. No more questions. Because every single question you ask me after that is gonna be $1,000 a piece. Nah, I'm fucking with you now. Then I'd be one of those fucking fake ass gurus on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm a good trader. I'm a good trader. Look at my trades. Look at my Lamborghini. Look at my motherfucking Richard Mille. Look at my mansion. Like, motherfucker, why is it that you only bought a Lamborghini, you only started buying chains, you only started getting that fucking watch after you got popular on YouTube? Like, you got popular first, you got people paying for your fucking courses in a monthly membership, and then you start posting all this shit. Like, nah, bro, other people are paying for that shit. Your trading ain't doing it. You ain't about that life. You're not a trader. You're not a trader. And I don't got a problem with people not being traders. I got a problem with people acting like they traders. That's my problem. Like, motherfucker, you know you lying. You know you ain't out here. You know you ain't put the time in. You know you ain't spent them nights crying. Shit. I been there. Shit was tough. But we made it out. We never gave up. We stayed with it. 10 toes down. No bullshit. Straight rocking that motherfucker.
Looks like you lost him.
Locked in, bro. Hey, it's looking good though. Looks like a lot of selling pressure's jumping in. It's like a little cube right here. I don't want to start fucking with this because it's messing me up, but it's like a, let me see if I can do it. So there's a square. This right here. This is the area of interest right now. You got a lot of buyers and sellers right here. It touched this, it bounced up, it came back, and it's testing. And you got a lot. See these wicks right here? That means it came down and it shot back up in this little square. To teach y'all a little bit of candle analysis, whoever's watching, I'm about to drop some free knowledge. I stay dropping free knowledge for the free, bruh. For the motherfucking free. Okay, let me show y'all a little bit something right here. So, when you see this, right? You see that? Oh, whoa, pipe down. You see that right there? Let me give you a little trend line. Boom. Let me make that shit yellow. Nah, we're gonna make it, yeah, let's make it yellow. Hey, yo, motherfucker, I said yellow. Boom, let's make it thicker. Wow. Okay. So here's a little fucking candlestick wick. Here's a little wick. I'm trying to make it good for y'all. Boom. Okay. Boom. All right. So essentially, let me draw another one for y'all. Candlestick analysis 101 right here. You're getting it from the best trader in Texas. You're welcome. Use the different kind of candlesticks. And there's certain names for these. I didn't bother to remember the fucking name. I don't care. There's a bunch of, there's like a doji candle. There's like a hanging man and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't know fucking know. I just remember what it looks like, alright? So if you want to go learn the names, Google that shit. I'm not your teacher for that. Just know, I'm trying to teach you the meaning behind it and why it's important. Alright, so boom, here's our three candles. Alright, so essentially what you see here, this could be the open or the close. This could be the open or the close. And by open or close, that'll depend on the candlestick. If it's green, you can always change the colors. But if it's green, and on my side, it means the price went up. And if it's red, that means the price went down. Green, price went up. Red, price went down. You see a bunch of in-betweens there, right? So if it's green, that means it opened right here and it closed right here. As you can tell, it opened at the bottom and it closed at the top, so the price went up. What you see with these candlesticks right here, these little wicks. Excuse me. Oh, damn, I'm gassy right now. Keep burping. So what you see with these sticks right here, they're called wicks. What happened is the candle opened at this price and it either went down and it came back up, and then it went up, and then it went all the way up, and then it came back down and it closed. But you know, that can happen in different variations. Like it can either open, go all the way up, all the way down, and then close right here. The candle is where it opened and it closed. The wicks are just the areas that it touched. And so this is why it's important, because if it opened right here, let me give you an example. If it opened right here and it closed right here, but it touched this area and it came all the way down, and it touched this area and it came back all the way up, but it opened right here and it closed right here. That tells you that this price tried to go all the way down, and for some reason in this area right here, a lot of buyers stepped in. A lot of people said, okay, I bet that it's gonna go up. And so buyers stepped in and they pushed it. So that lets you know this is an area of an interest, because if it, it lets you know there's a lot of people. The price went down there and it shot it back up. Same thing on the opposite end. Say it opened here and it closed here. The price went all the way up, it came all the way down, but for some reason, as the price opened and it tried to go higher and higher and higher, the sellers were like, nah, fuck that shit, it ain't going any higher. So a bunch of sellers stepped in and they pushed the price down, and so that lets you know there's a lot of sellers. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and close. Let me delete all this shit. Now keep in mind everything that I just told you, right? What are you seeing right there? What are you seeing right here? Look at this. Every time we get here, every time we get to this price range. Another thing too is round numbers. But that's part 7 of learning how to trade. But round numbers. It's like psychological numbers, like 27,100, 27,050, 27,000 even. Those numbers, they happen to get rejected often. Like right here, this price touched 27,000. It doesn't have to exactly hit 27,000 even, but it happens to be very close to it. 27,007. In this case, 27,014. That's very close to 27,000 even. Once it touched that area, it shot up. And look at all these buyers stepped in on this candle. Now these are 15-minute candles. Right here, right here. It touched that area. See how it's like, for some reason these wicks, you see a bunch of wicks, so this lets you know that this little price range right here, it's one to look out, because it's holding it. Now on my side, I want it to go down, right? Because if it goes down, I'll make money. On my side, if it happens to break this area where all these wicks are at, that's really good for me, because that means that they try to hold it, the buyers try to hold that area, and they failed miserably. And then that's when you see a huge shoot down. Usually when you see it rejected multiple times like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, and these are 15-minute candles, so 8 times 15, you're talking about 120 minutes, 4 hours. For 4 hours, this has been bouncing up off of that area.
Serious traders
So
are
once
seizing
it breaks,
control with a Forex.com VIP.
it breaks hard, and it takes a fucking dump. It takes me after Taco Bell. That bitch goes. So yeah, that's my little tutorial for the day. What is this music though? What the fuck?
Quicksand, fall into my death. Watching the sun for the last time. Feeling it, but
I'm fucking tired, y'all. But I'm fighting through it. Fight through the tiredness. This. I feel like the brightest. Goddamn.
Encore.
Quick, then Bitch. I gotta love it when I'm running through the motherfucker. Running through the motherfucker. I'm just freestyling to keep me awake right now because I'm fucking I'm fighting it. I'm running, I'm fucking running through the bitch. I need to get these fucking hundreds and hundreds. I'm fucking loving it. Just talking shit, sending all these shots and I'm ducking it. I can give a fuck about none of it. Finger licking, pussy licking, and I'm rubbing it. Chitty, 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 bang, motherfucker, get 100 and 100. I keep it running, I'm fucking running. $12,576. This is looking nice, I'm not gonna lie though. Look at this, beautiful. This is a 5-minute short right here. This is looking gorgeous. What this tells me right here, came down, went up. This is nasty right here. But it sold off, came up, retesting this previous support turn resistance, going to the downside. This high is now making a new high, which is good for me because that means it's gonna make a new low, baby. Beautiful. If I do say so myself, I say chef's kiss. Molto bene, molto bene. $13,000. We're up 13,000. Come on, baby, give me 13,000. 13,000 on the day, baby. It's all about the 28K. Ghost Mafia. And it go bang. Matter of fact, by myself, don't need a gang. Only real ones stay young, man. Outside Texas, young as fuck, still acting so reckless. Look at my motherfucking necklace. I don't talk about what I'm not. I just talk about making guap. Motherfucker, go and get a sock. Stash it, then we go and Millie rock like ooh. Kept the block hot. Now I got that. Fat lady sing till I get another 20 bands in my bank account. That's just what I've been about. Making all this guap, so much can't count. Making so much guap I can't count. Oh shit, then I started drowning in it. Started acting fool, then I go and get a clown with it. I be going up as fuck, then I go down with it. Like this motherfucker scream. I'ma need 20 more G's on me. I don't do shit, make my fucking nose bleed. I don't need to go and fucking sneeze, but I stay blessed. I don't feel no stress on my chest, yes. Stay blessed. Wake up and I can't even guess no more. Want my money from the top to the fucking floor, whoa. Way too Gotta take that bitch slow, gotta take that bitch in slow mo. If you say I can't rap, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I ain't a rapper. I'm a traitor. Pulling me down.
Is there any limit to your...
That was fuego, fuego, fuego.
Is there any limit to your ambition?
No.
Or any limit to what you think you can achieve?
No. Well, if I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I could do anything.
Praise be the Lord, you lift me up. Praise be the Lord, praise be.
This is rather interesting.
Praise be the Lord, you lift me up. Praise be the Lord, praise be.
What's up if you're watching? If you are watching my chat right now, if you're watching me go dumb and act a fool with it, drop me a like, drop me a sub. I'm just trying to bring out the knowledge. I'm smoking knowledge. Not really trying to teach teach one, you know what I'm saying? If you're into finance, then follow me, give me a sub. And if you just want to make some money, that's cool too. I'm telling y'all, want to build a mini army and then just make money for all of us, bro. If I can get an army with like a $5 million account, we gonna be paid. That's the man shit. Praise be the Lord. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Drop it in the chat. Do you think we're gonna hit 20 bands? It's so early. Don't count me out. 11:42 in the morning. I'm only $7,000 away from 20,000. Don't count me out, baby. Make sure you're drinking water today too.
Your future is at your fingertips. Take advantage of the flexibility and diversity of futures trading with NinjaTrader, the #1 rated futures broker.
baby. 14,000. It's looking. I like it. I like it. Oh, 14.5. Can we hit a 15? Can I get a 15,000? Can I get a 15,000? Wow. Wow, 15,000. Wow. Almost got 15,000. Got 14.9.
Looks like you lost another one.
Whoa.
Don't wanna
Could I still be cool with your text? Won't send. When I'm shaded, wasted, won't send. Could I still be cool with your text? Won't send. Nothing. When I'm shaded, wasted, I still kiss your body, and your body, and your body, and your body. Take what you want, nothing to clue. Take what you want, but I still kiss your body. Take what you body.
I'm crashing out, y'all. This fucking sleep is getting to me. Phone call, sit out, darling. I'm outside with the violence. Don't talk too much, I stay silent. Don't talk too much, I stay silent. Phone call, picking up when I'm dialing. Running outside, shooting outside, nigga, this shit straight violence. know about nothing. I gotta keep it on the silent moving. Gotta move it like I've been on them fucking violent. I be pulling the strings, doing what I do. I feel like I'm a king. They don't know me, they don't know about me being freestyling.
Cool when your text won't send. When I'm shaded, wasted, won't send.
Like I kind of want to say that it's looking good just because the high is 26. It's staying below 27.1, but it's not breaking 27,000. So that's the only conflict of interest I have. Conflict of talking about this official, blowing that shit like a whistle, shooting all these shots, catching up body, they ain't gon' win shit. Like I'm running through this town, I got 47 calls, I don't answer anything, I just wanna ball. I've been on go, look, I don't like to stall. I came for the money, yeah, I want it all. Like they can talk about that bullshit, I can fuck around and miss it. And that's okay, I say so. Doing what I say so. Doing all these drugs, had a nigga laying waste though. I've been on my own though, ways though. I've been driving far, going my own way, ho. Driving down south, talking about South Laredo. They do what the fuck I say so. I'm stacking all this money like it's Lego. Second quick, gotta go, gotta play though. Looking up, I pray though.
Your text won't send. When I'm shaded, wasted, won't send. I'll be nothing to lose, but I still can't. And your body, and your body, and your body, and your body.
That was beautiful. I gotta hear that shit one more time. I was in the chat, drop something for me, drop a high, drop, say something.
Could I still be cool when your text won't send? When I'm shaded, wasted, won't send. Could I still be cool when your text won't send? Nothing when I'm shaded, wasted, I still can't. Your body, and your body, and your body, and your body. Take what you want, nothing to lose. Take what you want, but I still can't. And your body, take what you want.
like 12 p.m. to like 2 p.m. 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. actually. Excuse me. From 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. it's a slow time. And then you get the power hour rush at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. They might just hold this area.
Your text won't send. When I'm shaded, wasted, won't send. I'll be nothing to lose, but I still can't end your body, end your body, end your body, end your body.
Here's a fun one. Guys, pretend like you're holding up the building behind you. Make sure. Yeah. That's
Okay,
great.
now give her phone back.
How do y'all know each other?
Keep going, pretty boy. Keep going, pretty boy.
Got a little bit of weed, we smoking weed. Pouring out that purple stuff, yeah, I'm drinking on some lean. You're so wavy, like I've been a fucking dream. Way cleaner than what you seen. When the fucking switch you. Looking so clean, it's gon' give me a picture. For no lean, I do that shit just by the picture. Now I'm sipping scissor. Now I'm moving so heavy, I'm in a dream. Ice on me, ice on me. Show you something you ain't seen. Come on, baby, show me something, break it low.
The NASDAQ market is trading a little bit lower, and it has everything to do with some uncertainty with OpenAI. Here's everything that you need to know about what is going on right now. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions here with a super quick market update. I do want to remind you that tomorrow is the FOMC rate decision and press conference. I will be live streaming it for free, and if you want to tune on into that live stream, all you literally need to do is drop a thumbs up on this video and make sure you subscribe. The NASDAQ market is down 1.34% QQQ, beginning to show some signs of an early support. I played it super safe. I kept my position size incredibly small. I just got tired for the past two trading days. You know, markets try to sell off and then quickly recover, and that happened on Friday and then also yesterday. Markets sold off for a little bit, causing SQQ to go up, and then it just ended up giving it back, and it was a relatively flat day. Today, I, didn't want to overcomplicate it. I sized down. Once I began to see that we were testing pre-market highs, I just played it safe. I made $2,500. I closed out my trade, and that's really just it. I don't know if you guys have been feeling the same way, where, markets are so overbought within such a short period of time, right? On the 4-hour time frame, so overbought that it really doesn't make sense to go long, but it definitely doesn't also make sense to carry a short overnight, knowing that markets are incredibly irrational, knowing that we're about to report big tech earnings starting tomorrow.
Facts.
We have an FOMC rate decision tomorrow. And the thing that I quickly want to talk about,
the rate decision is going to be down. It's going to push
Trump's
it down.
tweets. Like, you can't make this up.
What the fuck is that
President
man tweeting
Trump
about?
tweets about that Iran has informed us that they are in a state of collapse. Do we really believe that? They want us to open up the Strait of Hormuz as soon as possible. Do we really believe that? It's just shedding light that, like, oh, we're going to make a peace deal soon. Remember, how many times is it? What are we, like 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks? How many times are we going to celebrate the end of the Iran war without it actually ending? It's just pushing markets higher. For what? It just doesn't make sense.
For real.
But note this, anytime oil breaks above $100 a barrel, Trump will post a tweet to try to, in my opinion, manipulate the market. Look at this. 1 minute before markets opened, he sent this tweet. Why? Well, markets were trading lower. Not just overall markets. I really don't think he cares that much about overall markets. I think he cares about oil because it's really taken a hit when it comes down to consumers and how it impacts inflation. And then inflation, if it continues to go up, the Fed is less likely to cut rates, kind of like what we're expected to see tomorrow. Tomorrow, the expectation for a rate cut is 1.1%. There's a 98.9% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause tomorrow.
Yep.
Trump wants rate cuts, but he will never get that if inflation continues to go up, and oil prices are a big contribution to that. But what is really leading the sell-off today? I wanted to really just give my take on it. So markets are pulling back a little bit. Honestly, not that much, but they started selling off a little bit more aggressively during the pre-market session. Trump posted that tweet, caused a short-lived rally, and then they went right back down. They're kind of consolidating right around 655, I would say, for QQQ. But why? So S&P slips, NASDAQ slides more than 1% as OpenAI growth concerns weigh in on AI stocks. So there is some uncertainty that, and this is what I wanted to share. Some people are saying that OpenAI misses a target and the market immediately started pricing in AI like nobody else needs compute, saying that like, oh, all of this focus is on OpenAI and it shouldn't be. In my opinion, semis are some of the best performing asset classes for this year. They're up 45% on average year to date. Any disappointment could trigger a sharp pullback when there's this much projection and overvaluation and hype being factored in, right? I'm all about, the future and forecasting and projecting, right? Things that are being factored in. But when uncertainty or disappointments begin to present themselves, then you can't satisfy that overvaluation. I just think that's common sense. So OpenAI sparked huge rallies last year with all of their partnerships. Do you guys remember all of those memes where OpenAI is partnering up with NVIDIA, but then NVIDIA in return is investing into OpenAI? The same thing with Amazon, the same thing with Meta, same thing with Tesla.
Microsoft.
Literally, like all these OpenAI partnerships cause markets to rally even higher. So for people to complain and say, oh, well, they're just upset, like OpenAI is not the only one that is leading the compute. No, it's not what people are saying, right? It's understanding that, well, OpenAI was one of the main reasons that markets rallied last year, sparking all of these like new all-time highs when these partnerships were announced. So yes, I think it makes complete sense. And this is nothing, truly. But I think it makes complete sense that when OpenAI begins to deliver signs of concern or disappointment as they missed their own targets for new users and revenue, then yes, when these huge companies are projecting and over investing billions of dollars, I think it's like 500 billion or over 500 billion this year alone into AI, then yes, it makes complete sense on why any disappointment could possibly lead to a slight pullback or correction. And being quite honest, this is nothing. This is a 1.3% drop on the NASDAQ market when it's been up 20% in like 20 days. Yes, individual companies are selling off a little bit harder, but not that bad, right? AMD is down 4.4%, but who's complaining? This stock went from $200 when we started investing in it all the way to $352 in 30 days. That's like an 80% ROI. Again, I'm all for investing into the future and these like hyperinflated valuations. Sure. But when there is disappointment being shared, you can't be narrow-minded. You have to acknowledge that, okay, hey, they're not meeting investors' expectations. They're not delivering in everything they said they would. So therefore, that needs to get priced in. Just like we priced in exaggerated goals and targets, now this is where the corrections tend to happen. We're seeing the same thing slightly happen with Intel. Again, Intel loses $1 billion a year, yet the stock is up 360% in a year. Is it wrong that it's correcting, right? We got Oklo down 7%, almost 8% on the day. We have Nvidia down 3%, obviously a $5 trillion market cap, a little bit more exaggerated. SanDisk down 7% on the day. So yes, although the NASDAQ market is experiencing a slight correction, I wanted to shed light and for you to understand how this is, how this does make sense. I think that is my biggest goal with this video is that, and don't get me wrong, I do believe that this can get bought up. Remember, tomorrow we have the FOMC rate decision, and then on, tomorrow as well, we have Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Alphabet reporting earnings. And if they blow their earnings out of the water, meaning they exceed expectation, everything is going exactly according to plan, then markets earned the rally, right? Like I want it to be earned. And this is what we talked about in our live trading session today with my LPP team, right? I go live every single morning with them and we talk about the market, what's affecting it. So it's a great way to start the morning. Again, if you ever want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below. But what we talked about was we just want it to make sense. This slight correction makes sense. There's uncertainty in a sector that has been incredibly bullish. And when any disappointment delivers or presents itself, it makes sense on why it's pulling back, right? I think we can all agree on that. With that being said, if big tech, the Mag 7 companies that report earnings tomorrow, if they exceed expectation, then they've earned the rally that should follow, right? If they do end up making new all-time highs, great, they earned it. The part that we don't like is when we see Trump's tweets 1 minute before markets open. Like that is not something that anyone can prepare for. And in my opinion, and that's all it is, it's just market manipulation. The reason I don't like that is that for a short period of time, right? For the past 2 weeks, we've seen markets have one of the best recoveries in a short period of time based off of these tweets and the speculation that the war is over or has ended 10 different times. But it's not true. And eventually, fundamentals do matter. We have a weakening labor market, one of the weakest that we've seen in the past few years. We have inflation that is beginning to rise. And we have a lot of these companies that are factoring AI and all of these huge advancements, but yet one of the biggest AI companies is not delivering. There's uncertainty there, right? There's some red flags being raised. And when you dive a little bit deeper, this is the part that I found to be quite interesting, is that you can even see the average price of a gallon within the US has risen to $4.18, the highest level since August of 2022. Again, after the post-pandemic rally and when things became, if I'm not mistaken, much more uncertain. So we'll see. We'll see how things continue to develop. With that being said, although there is uncertainty, I know markets are very eager to recover. So like I said, all my shorts are closed.
$150,000. I'm betting all of this. $25,000 hands. We're celebrating 1.5 million subscribers. This is going to be big, folks. All right, lucky cut. Ooh, went in there nicely. So these are $5,000 chips. $25,000 a hand. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. All right, let's get to 2 million subscribers. Let's just have a record run. 6 blackjacks in a row.
Yes, please.
All right, ready? All right, halfway there. Okay, I like.
Damn,
Oh, I
split
forgot to
that.
do the side bet. I will stay. Shouldn't be a winner. Oh, I thought that was a 7. Feel this heart rate.
That was good. Oh, okay, here.
Did you feel it?
No.
25,000 winner.
What
Put
are
that
you
over
doing?
here.
Oh, sure. Winner, chicken
All right,
dinner.
here's so now we're betting another 25,000. This is an easy game. Come on. Okay, a 6. A 7. A 5. Oh, I like it. How about a 3? Oh, did you see that?
Damn, that was
Okay.
good.
How about an ace? Jack is good. All right.
Shit,
stay.
that's good.
Come on. Oh, boy.
10.
Oh, yes.
19.
Oh, yes. We're 2 for 2, baby. All right. So we are up 50,000.
Good
I'm
shit.
still celebrating. Tempted to quit, but still celebrating. I think this is the biggest action in the history of the El Cortez since 1941.
Ace.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. 10. No!
Push.
Oh, that is not optimal. All right, that's 3. That was a momentum changer. Hopefully not. 5. 6, 7, 8 of clubs.
Oh.
What if I have the 7 of clubs? 6 is beautiful. 7, 8, 9 under, please. Stay. 7, 8, 9. 10. Yes. Oh, Monica.
This guy's having a run.
We are having some fun now. He's celebrating. This is an actual celebration.
Holy shit.
I would not celebrate if we had lost a lot of hands. All right, here we go. That's 4. Here we go. Let's go. And we got an ace. Go on, picture. Yeah!
Damn.
Flip it. Flip it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last hand. Come on, one more blackjack. You can do it.
Holy
okay?
shit.
Boom. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
10 under. Oh, no. Yes. Okay. Picture. Yeah!
Holy shit.
Oh, my Lanta. That is a thing of freaking beauty.
Undefeated.
5 out of 6. That's a lot of winnage right there. 137.5 or something like that. $150,000. I'm betting all
Dude
of.
just turned 150K to 280.
I can't find my rings. Do you know where they are?
Your wedding rings?
Yeah, what other rings have I ever worn?
I think somebody else has them.
What do you mean, like who?
I don't know. Whoever bought them from the pawn shop that I gave it to.
Oh my god. What are you talking about?
I sold your rings.
Why?
Because you're cheating on me.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You've been acting super weird lately.
Bro,
Have you not noticed like the dumb stuff that you've been doing? You've been coming home late from work every day, telling me that you're somewhere that you're not. You share your location with me, so I see where you're at. If you tell me you're going to the bar, you're not. You're at some neighborhood.
Okay.
At some house all the time.
Okay, and you haven't thought to like maybe just have a conversation with me and ask me like what's going on
No.
instead of selling my ring
I don't-
and I'm like not paying attention?
No, I don't need to. Because I know that you're cheating on me because I saw that you have an active Tinder account too.
Okay, but
Does
that
that
doesn't
really
give you the right.
solidify
No,
it?
that doesn't give me the right to sell my rings. They're mine.
No, they're mine.
No, they're
I bought
mine.
them
I
for
don't
you.
care who bought.
I'd do it.
I paid $25,000 for them, for you, for you to make the vows to be faithful to me, and you are not. So you do not deserve those rings, and you don't deserve me either. So with that money that I got from the rings, I'm hiring an attorney and I'm filing for a divorce.
You're fucking kidding.
I'm not kidding. See if I'm kidding. Wait until my attorney reaches out to you.
Wait, why? I don't understand. You're blowing this way out of proportion. You haven't even asked me still what's going on.
I don't need to ask you. I have the proof.
Okay, but haven't you thought maybe that you're the reason this is happening?
I don't care what the reason is. It still does not justify you cheating on your husband and being unfaithful. If you're unhappy, then divorce me. And then do what you want to do.
I can't find my rings.
What? Your wedding rings?
That's cold though. That was cold.
After Donald Trump's dinner events, we are left shooketh at what happened to Erica Kirk. Yes, Erica Kirk. Somehow it's all about her, not the targets of the alleged suspect, which were the president and the vice president. No, it's all about Erica. And she posted a response on X last night, which is a new thing because usually she tries to stay quiet and away from the spotlight. Anyway, here it is. She goes, Saturday was yet another traumatic example of the evil in our country and the continued rise in political violence. I'm taking time to spend with my family. I will be joining the Charlie Kirk show Wednesday at 12 p.m. ET to briefly address what took place. Enough is enough. So she is here to really double down on right versus left thing. She's going on Charlie Kirk show on Wednesday to address what took place. I want to summarize what took place. A campaign, Feel Sorry for the Grieving Widow, started. And I'm going to get into it with you guys, but first, we need to check the comments on this post. Someone says, wow, you managed to make this all about you. Shocking. And this one killed me. No, not killed. That might be misunderstood by YouTube. So this one took me out. I'm finally taking time with my family. See you Wednesday. Girl, sit the F down. How traumatizing, like traumatizing enough for another drive-by cry? Please, we really want another drive-by cry. Drive-by cry, it's gonna become a thing, I'm telling you. Here is another one. I've been traumatized the next day. Where's the camera so I can make money off of it? And this one, let me guess, you're gonna make this psyop all about you and make sure to stress the importance of finishing the big, beautiful ballroom. You cannot possibly exist on the internet and believe that the majority of people are buying anything you say anymore. It's time to end the charade. Enough is enough. I swear, if she's going to mention ballroom on Wednesday, she will, right? I mean, Andrew Covett already did, and Erica will try to use her scarica eyes to hypnotize us through our screens into buying her swap. Here is Andrew talking about how traumatic this event was.
Like that. Like I clocked something in the back of my mind as, you know, maybe a tray fell, but I actually thought, you know, somebody was pounding because it was such a raucous, cacophonous room. And I will just say, you know, there's been a lot of talk about the security in that room, but for me, it was like when we were in there, you couldn't navigate. The tables were so close together that if people were sitting in the chairs, there was zero room to navigate in between. And so it was I mean, God forbid that place would have had a fire. People would not have gotten out. Guaranteed. I mean, it was a total fire hazard, I will say.
That does sound like something Trump might do. They're like, Mr. President, it's gotten too full. He's like, nah, make the event bigger. But
no, I mean, I don't know who made that kind of decision, but it was a tight squeeze. So essentially, you heard this noise, but again, you kind of just assumed there was a lot going on. Somebody dropped something or whatever. And then little by little, starting in the back of the room, you saw people ducking underneath their tables. And so sure enough, we dove underneath our table and you could see the thing that I will never forget was the urgency, I would call it like a violent urgency of the Secret Service as everybody dives under the table, because you could hear them yelling and you could see them running, and there was like they were throwing chairs to get them out of the way, and you're like, whoa, something is up. And so everybody just starts, we dive under the table. We're there, again, time was sort of a blur, but I would assume maybe 3 to 5 minutes under the table, under the you know, and you kind of, I'm peeking out, I'm trying to see if the coast is clear. Then it becomes, did President Trump get shot?
So they didn't even realize. They didn't hear anything. They saw others dive under the tables and the Secret Service ran in. but they didn't know what it was about. But I want to focus on that comment he made about the venue. He said, I don't know who made this call, and that it was a hazard. God forbid a place caught on fire. Given what happened right after this event, I mean the coordinated campaign of influencers saying that's why Trump needs to build a ballroom, I think packing the venue like this might have been a part of the plan to support that campaign. Pack it, make it uncomfortable, make it claustrophobic so people are like, guys, we need a new space for those parties. Just my theory.
Run over. I was probably about 10 tables away, 12 tables away from where Erica was seated. I ran over there as quickly as I could because it was so crammed and jammed. I could only make it over there so quickly. And she had already been ushered out. I ran into Harris Faulkner and I ran into Martha McCallum, and they said that they had seen Erica get ushered out. She was okay. Harris and Erica, I believe, sort of were under the same table praying when it was all happening.
So it seems that Erica was escorted out the same minute as the president and vice president, because from what Andrew is describing, everything happened pretty quickly. They hear a noise that's similar to a thud or like someone dropped a tray, like he said. Then people duck. Then the president is taken off stage, and then he runs over to Erica and she's already gone. Before anyone else was able to move, she was being ushered out already. Let me play Baron's clip here because he was the first one that noticed this odd timing.
And she says, I just want to go home. That's her quote. So she's got a distressed look on her face. She's being escorted by two men, one with a beard, one with, for lack of a better phrase, a crustache. And she's being escorted out of the room at a time, though, I believe, when the rest of the place was locked down. That's why I showed you the lockdown. Those people in the ballroom weren't allowed to leave. They shut the room. They shut the doors. They locked it down and said, nobody can leave. Sorry. Serious business. And that lockdown lasted about 90 minutes. 75, 80, maybe 90 minutes. The building was completely locked down. The shooting happened at 8:35. The first reports I saw that the doors had been reopened was close to 10 o'clock. So it's almost 90 minutes. Eastern time. And so the more I watched this, that's why I wanted to track down who did this. Because not only did Erica get out of the ballroom to get escorted out, but whoever recorded this also got out. And that was weird to me because they weren't letting people out. Like the president got out, his security team got out. The vice president got out, his security team got out. Kash Patel got out, his security team got out. Cabinet officials, they got out. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, they got out. Bobby Kennedy, others, they got out. But the plebes, no, you can't leave. You're stuck. I saw dramatic footage of Andrew Colvette emerging from the basement ballroom, looking a little frazzled, had been down there trapped for an hour and a half after the shooting had stopped. And so I thought to myself, how did Erica Kirk get out? She's not a cabinet official. She's not the Speaker of the House. She's not a president. She's not a vice president. She doesn't have Secret Service protection. Like, there were some fancy people still stuck in there. Some people you've heard of. A lot of people you've heard of. They were not able to get out, but she was. But not only did she get out, Sarah Sidner. Raise your hand if you've heard of Sarah Sidner. I have not. I looked her up. Still don't know who she is. I had to look at the screen to remember her name. I didn't even remember her first name. She got out. And she happened to be positioned in exactly the right place to get Erica walking by with a pained look on her face saying, I just want to go home.
Very interesting. And now based on what Andrew told us, she was taken out of there almost immediately. Why does she get that priority? Or maybe this was a part of the scenario for that night. They wanted to capture Erica in tears, running out, score some sympathy cards for her, but also push a certain narrative. I'm speculating, because who would still believe that Erica can act well enough to sell a real emotion? I mean, why do they rely on that still? That's the only way to debunk my theory, okay? Yeah, she's not good enough actress. She never proved herself, so nobody would hire her to do that anymore. It's been months, and she didn't manage to do it once. Why would it be different this time? And the timing of her. I just want to go home. How she waited to be right in front of the camera to say it. Anyway, back to Andrew's story.
I mean, it was a terrifying moment. You know, everybody, I got a number of texts and calls. Are you okay? Poso called right away. Tyler Boyer called right away. And I just, my phone was blown up. But, here's the thing. I'm okay. My concern in the moment was just for Erica, for Mikey, others, and, just to see the way that the reaction has been from this moment. And we're going to get into the details. We're going to get into the Secret Service, the perimeter. We have Susan Crabtree joining us next. We've got a great show in store for you. But my reaction is just a shock and horror that people are alleging that Erica's reaction was somehow, performative. Up yours.
Oh, yeah,
Up yours.
Screw those people. That's disgusting.
Secondly, that this was staged to get sympathy for Trump or even for Erica or Turning Point. Up yours. Screw you.
This is actually a good test. Like, if you are a person where it is reasonable to you that assassination attempts are faked, are staged, just stop opining on public events because your brain is too cooked by television, by movies, by memes you read on the internet to think rationally about things.
Listen.
Well, if Blake is waving his hands, he must be very serious and we should take it seriously. They seem genuinely upset, especially Andrew. Up yours. Up yours. Okay? And we find out Mikey McCoy was there. I wonder how quickly he got out of there. Because when it was a Charlie event in Utah, he was the first one. Gone. I wonder if he stayed for the lockdown or he was like running in front of Erica even. On the phone already.
Yeah, I understand. COVID, that was a whole op. I get it. The Russia hoax, op. I get there's reasons to be distrustful and to hold elected leaders' feet to the fire. I'm all on board with that. But for real, if you are going to assume that everything is the freaking Jews or everything is some staged 5D chess move and that leftists don't want you dead, I've got about 48 minutes of clips loaded up today to prove you wrong, to prove that you are missing the big E on the eye chart. And I said it before, but I'll say it again. When Charlie was with us, he was not afraid of the Jews. He was afraid of purple-haired jihadists that wanted him dead. He was afraid of trannies. He was afraid of wild, violent assassination culture that's running amok on the left. And if you can't get it through your freaking head yet, I have nothing for you. To Blake's point, get off the internet. You are cooked. Your brain is toast. Wake up. We have put up with deranged leftists, politicians, going to No Kings rallies where they're holding signs saying, kill all tyrants, they all must die. We have Hassan Piker saying, blood in the streets. We have Destiny saying conservatives should be terrified of being in public.
As people were walking out of this event, they passed people with signs that said, kill all of them, death to tyrants.
Death to tyrants.
And those people knew what had happened, and they either made those signs in response to what happened, or they decided to wave them anyway. That is the kind of people you are dealing with in
And we've been putting up with it in this country like it's nothing. Like this is just the new normal. It can't be. We have
they suck at it, huh? This is Andrew. This is horrific. How can you do this? Come on, up yours. How dare you? I am so infuriated right now. And then you have Blake. Horrible, horrible. Look, I don't have a horse in this race, so I'll be very honest with what I believe. And you can agree with me or not. It's fine with me. But I don't think anyone is excluding the left in this scenario. Nobody claims the left is not violent. The point here is who keeps feeding the left versus right narrative. Because I speak with people who are very radical on either side of the aisle, and they all agree now there is no left versus right. It's us versus them, the elites. Nobody that I know believes that TR is innocent when it comes to Charlie's unaliving. Everyone believes he was involved. They just don't believe he was acting alone, that there wasn't some puppet master moving the pawns on the board. And that is the same in this case. Nobody says there weren't leftist protesters in front of Hilton. Nobody claims the guy who ran into the building wasn't a Democrat. Your audience is more clever than that now. They can think beyond that. And the question that they ask now is, who is funding them? Who benefits from pushing this rhetoric? Andrew wants to tell us, stay on the surface, don't look at the bottom of the sea. While everyone is strapping on their diving gear, okay? They're ready to dive in. And I see what Andrew is doing. He's trying to stay on topic of leftist aggression, but it's Erica that took over the media and the narrative. Here is some headlines for you. Here, New York Post. Rattled Erica Kirk, rushed out of White House Correspondents' Dinner after shooting. I just want to go home. People. Erica Kirk hid under table, was consoled by Kash Patel after White House Correspondents' Dinner. eyewitness reports. And then finally,
But who
we
gives a
get
fuck
this
about
today.
Erica Kirk?
Turning Point
Nobody cares
USA
about this
event
white
at
bitch.
Iowa State set to feature J.D. Vance, Erica Kirk has been postponed. And they claim they postponed it not because of the, threats and what's been going on, the dangers of it. They don't want to push that narrative anymore. They claim it's the scheduling issue. Yeah? Okay. After all this, after all the, you see, it's so dangerous for Erica. And the last event with J.D. Vance, okay, when they canceled because she was receiving threats, and she wasn't.
No, last event was
it was
with Trump.
confirmed.
That WWE
So now they
entrance.
can't play that card anymore, right? It's a scheduling issue. I'm taking bets that on Wednesday, Erica will say that she will wait till the new ballroom is built to host this type of event again for TPUSA. And I want to stress something here.
True.
I do not wish for anything bad to happen to this woman. Nothing
I don't give a fuck
at all.
if anything
I have my
happens to her.
reasons to believe she's
I don't
a
want
liar,
nothing to happen to her, and I don't care if
a
it does.
fake, and that possibly she could be involved in some higher level propaganda tactics. That doesn't mean that I'd wish her anything bad. I don't, and you shouldn't either. I also believe that sending threats to people, calling them names, taunting them on a daily basis online is also not cool. Yes, we have our laughs here when I report on what's going on, but I do want everyone to stay level-headed for our own sanity and to be able to see the truth. Anyway, the event in general, as Andrew said, was traumatizing. I mean, look at all these people. I don't know how they will ever recover. Look, no, they look really upset. Really upset. Look at JD. Oh my goodness. This not a real smile, guys. There is sadness behind those eyes. Don't let it fool you.
Smile now, cry later.
They really seem shaken up.
Smile now,
Another
cry
thing,
later.
Andrew, that makes it all seem staged is alleged lack of adequate security. At an event like this, when so many important people of the government attend, you'd think it would be more difficult to get into than a Katy Perry concert. But apparently not. Fox reporters were caught on a hot mic admitting the security at the White House Correspondents' Dinner was absolutely horrible. Listen to this.
I love that they have like two random chicks holding the front door open. Where's the guys? We're not even trying anymore. It's not even like, I just mean like they're not even like Secret Service people. It's like the girls who work here are holding the door. Even if it was the guys, it wouldn't even make it better. It's like she's fucking just, like they might as well put a doorstop in. Like, they put up a doorstop and a scarecrow. Don't fuck with this guy.
Because they're not even trying anymore. And here's a tweet by Bill Melugin. My thoughts on the security at the WHCD last night. The first exterior security for me was on the street outside of the hotel. I flashed my ticket and was waved through in 1 second. My name was not checked against any list. I showed no ID. I was not patted down and did not go through a metal detector. I probably could have shown a ticket from prior year or a fake one, as they barely looked at it. I don't know who that exterior security was. They were guys in suits. From that point, I walked into the hotel with no further security checks, and I walked down to the Fox pre-party where there were multiple ballrooms that were absolutely packed with attendees. Still did not go through any security at that point. Hypothetically, if I had hidden an explosive in my shoe or my jacket, I would have had no problem getting into one of those ballrooms. Only once it was time to get into the main ballroom for the dinner did we pass through magnetometers, empty our pockets and get a pat down. And even that checkpoint was just outside of the dinner room. Two things can be true at the same time. Secret Service reacted quickly to an active armed threat and prevented that threat from getting into the ballroom, but the security leading up to that point, in my opinion, appeared to be lacking severely. Here is another tweet by Mads Campbell. My best friend and I went to the WHCD and we ended up leaving early because something felt off. It started the second we got there. Every event we've ever been to, especially at this level, there are layers of security, bags checked, IDs checked, actual process. This time, nothing. We were just asked if we had tickets, said yes, and got waved through. No bag check, no real screening, no line, no thousands of people packed together being pushed through the doors as fast as possible. It felt wrong immediately, like viscerally wrong. My best friend literally turns to me and says, I think something is going to happen. And then it did. This cannot happen, not here, not at something like this. Praying for everyone, but there needs to be accountability because this should never happen again. So to summarize, based on what Andrew said and what was documented in media and social media, the venue was overstuffed. It was a fire hazard. There was barely any security checking people. They heard a thud and the Secret Service evacuated the president almost immediately. Erica Kirk was ushered out at the same time as president, allegedly. Right after the event, hundreds of posts flood X with "That's why Trump needs a ballroom" captions. X is also flooded with "Told ya" posts about Erica Kirk saying, "See, we told you she was in danger," and canceled her own event for a good reason, not because it was embarrassing, not because it was embarrassingly low on attendance. And finally, we arrive again at left versus right issue, supporting claims that Alphabet person was the one that went after Charlie Kirk. I want to show you one more video. It's going viral right now on X. I just saw it. And it's of the person that was sitting up on stage with President and did not freak out. Pulled out the phone and did not freak out. Let's just have a look. Here he is. Everyone is going under the tables. Security escorting J.D. Vance. And the guy is just there chilling with the phone. He's just filming. So how traumatizing was it really? He's not moving. So he's responsible for that famous shot of JD being pulled away. Let me find it. There it is. It's weird, no? It's like very convenient that this guy was there and could film the whole action on the stage, showing how they are escorting the president out and the vice president. Actually, first vice president and then the president, because apparently, I don't know, JD was closer to pull him out first. I wonder if Erica was ushered out before Donald Trump. And looking at all of the above and all the cancelled events, I think they found a perfect segue to Erica stepping down, or at least taking more of a passive role away from the spotlight. They couldn't just say, "Okay guys, you don't like her, our sales are tanking, our chapter presidents are stepping down, our investors are pissed off. Clearly she's a problem, so we are getting rid of her." Nope. There had to be a way for it to happen, not to lose face. Maybe, allegedly, up yours. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Was it staged or was it organic? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Fredo episode. For even more content, follow me on Instagram and X at Daily Fredo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
That is all for today. Have a good one.
We talked earlier about factional conflicts breaking within the Iranian.
I'm probably going to get taken
well,
out here for
very same
10,000.
thing happening in our government.
That's
Let's
all
put
right.
this up here
I
on
ain't
the
mad.
screen from The Atlantic. Multiple reporters here on.
Our featured story tonight, we're talking all about the third assassination attempt against President Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner this weekend. It's like, man, everybody wants to kill this guy. What is up with that? You ever think at a certain point, it's like, maybe you're putting something bad out into the universe if everybody's trying to kill you all the time? But anyway, not to victim blame, but it was a third assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Seems to be another resistance liberal nut job. School teacher from California. He appears to be black or partially black. He booked a room at the Washington Hilton where the White House Correspondents' Dinner was being held. And funnily enough, he checked into his hotel room with a shotgun, a handgun, and a knife the day before the dinner. So think of it. The Washington Hilton is hosting the White House Correspondents' Dinner with President Trump, Vice President Vance, FBI Director Kash Patel, HHS Secretary RFK Jr., Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. The whole government is in attendance the following day. By the way, we're in the middle of a war with Iran, whose supreme leader declared a fatwa to kill everybody before he was martyred. Trump himself, there's been 2 assassination attempts against him so far. And the day before this momentous occasion, some random person was able to check into a hotel room with a shotgun and a handgun and a knife in his bag. How is this possible? How does this even happen?
At the White House.
And he says that. He said in his manifesto, he said, I'm surprised they just let me check in. I mean, could you imagine? And I don't want to sound, maybe this is going to sound a certain way, but imagine that. Imagine you get on a train and you're thinking, I'm going to unalive the government in Minecraft tomorrow. You got a bag with a shotgun. You go to the hotel. You're like, hi, I'm here to check in. My name's Nick Fuentes. Here's my license and credit card. What's going through your head? You're thinking are there going to be x-ray scanners? Is there going to be any kind of security protocol here? He gets up to his hotel room. He's probably thinking, how did I make it this far? And so this is how it starts. Following night, the dinner starts, and Trump, I believe, is on the first floor. On the second floor is where the check-in is for the event. The shooter bum rushes the security checkpoint and starts blasting with his shotgun. Secret Service returns fire. He falls to the ground, although it's not clear that he was shot. Maybe he fell. They apprehended him, and that was that. Nobody was hurt. One police officer was shot, apparently by the shooter. It isn't clear, actually, if the police officer was shot by Secret Service or another police officer, or if it was the would-be assassin, but he was hit in his bulletproof vest and recovered later the same night. So he appears to be fine. Guy was apprehended. He did publish a manifesto. The manifesto they just keep getting worse. The manifesto says something like, surprise to all my friends and family, but no, I wasn't on a break. I was trying to kill the president. And he basically says Trump is a pedophile and a rapist and a murderer, and he's going to kill him for all those reasons. And it's about what you would expect. And it's a big nothing burger, I suppose.
Yeah, his manifest was kind of weird, but what else did you expect? This man who did this is crazy. All these people who do these kind of things, they're lunatics. Otherwise you would not do this, but I can understand a little bit where he is coming from. And again, I'm not trying to defend this guy, of course not. He is crazy. Again, he is nuts, otherwise you would not do these kind of things. So I'm not trying to defend him, but Trump should also ask himself at this point, how is it possible that I'm in office for 1.5 year time and there were almost already 3 people who tried to assassinate me? How is it possible that so many people become so mad about our president? Maybe because Trump is, for example, responsible for covering up the Epstein files. Maybe because Trump is starting wars and he can paint with no more wars. Again, that doesn't give you the right to assassinate him. Of course not. Violence is never ever a solution. Let me make this very clear. But Trump should also ask himself, weird, this never happened to Biden, and I'm in office now almost 2 years, and 3 people try to assassinate me already. Maybe I'm doing some things what is not okay, what the people don't like. Again, I'm just saying, but Trump, isn't it kind of weird that this happened now almost 3 times with him?
Now, this is a story. We're going to read through it just briefly. This is from the New York Times, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Just going to go over some of the details here. It says, quote, a California man who the authorities say ran through a security perimeter and fired a gun outside a packed black tie gala in Washington on Saturday was charged on Monday with trying to assassinate President Trump. Prosecutors said the man, named Cole Allen, 31, of Torrance, California, came to the nation's capital with the intention of carrying out a political assassination. He brought a pump-action shotgun, a .38 caliber handgun, and 3 knives. In a federal affidavit unsealed on Monday, an FBI agent said that around 8:40 p.m. on Saturday, Mr. Allen approached a security checkpoint inside the hotel where Mr. Trump, Vice President Vance, and members of the cabinet were attending the dinner in the ballroom 1 floor below. Mr. Allen ran through a magnetometer, holding a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, and Secret Service agents heard a loud gunshot. One agent was shot in the chest but was wearing a bulletproof vest. At a news conference after Mr. Allen's court appearance, the Attorney General said that the injured agent drew his gun and fired 5 times at Mr. Allen, who fell to the ground and was arrested. Mr. Allen was not shot and had only minor injuries. In addition to the shotgun, Mr. Allen was also in possession of a .38 caliber pistol at the time of the arrest. The sound of gunfire outside the ballroom led to a security lockdown as guests in tuxedos and ball gowns crouched under their tables. Mr. Trump and members of his administration were rushed out of the ballroom unharmed. Shortly before the attack, Mr. Allen sent an email to his family and a former employer in which he expressed anger at the administration and the president. Administration officials were the suspect's targets, apparently prioritized from highest ranking to lowest,
I don't
according
know.
to
All
a
that shit
copy of
sounds
the
sus.
roughly 1,000-word document
It
shared
sounds
by 2 law enforcement officials
clean.
not authorized to disclose the information. So
Too
this is what
perfect.
happened, and I said this at the beginning of the show, and I said this on Twitter. I don't know what it is about this, but I really just don't care. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. I saw other people say basically the same thing, but as the details have come out, and I really just don't have any kind of, I don't have a take. I don't really have much to say. When we've heard all the takes, I think that there really are about this. This is a left-wing person who is radicalized, obviously. Motivation was to kill the president, radicalized by anti-government sentiment. And it seems like this is a guy that just went postal. This is some lunatic that just went crazy. And you're seeing more and more of that. I don't know what that is exactly, if that is social isolation. Maybe AI is playing a role in that. There's no indication of that, but I feel like that's increasing psychosis lately. A lot of drug use lately. I feel like there's a lot of trends underlying, or maybe they're kind of undercurrents happening beneath
I'm about to
society,
get
which are
taken out
causing a lot of
for
people to lose
10,000.
their minds. However, I don't think there's anything that interesting really to say about this other than that. Left-wing person radicalized against the government. I would add, if there's anything else to say, it's another case of the Secret Service being completely incompetent. How is this even possible? I think that's really almost the only thing that you can say about this specific incident is how is it even possible? Like I said, think about the situation that we are in. We are in a state of war. And it is true that the Ayatollah of Iran
Well, I
declared
got
a
taken out for
fatwa against
10,000.
the United States and
A
called
little
on all the
disappointed, but
martyrs and all the
10K, 10K.
believers to attack the United States, which makes this a high-risk environment. It's also true that the president has been told, and law enforcement and intelligence agencies have also said, that potentially Trump was being targeted by Iran from the beginning. I think that's Israeli propaganda. However, this is something that our own intel law enforcement agencies have independently said. So you think about the situation, we're at war. The Ayatollah has called on his supporters to attack us. Law enforcement and the intelligence community have said there's an active Iranian threat against the president. Whether you believe that or not, they have said that in the past for years. And yet somehow somebody was able to check into the hotel where the entire cabinet would be, not just the president, with 2 loaded guns and 3 knives. And he wasn't apprehended until he, bum rushed the escalator to actually break into the room? How is that even possible? And you have to ask yourself, what if he had a bomb?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if he had a bomb? And I still have so many questions until today, because I don't know if you guys have seen like this footage of like the Secret Service. First they took JD Vance, and maybe like 10-15 seconds later they took Trump. Why did they do that? And as well, I've read online, and again, I have to make this very clear, I'm not saying this is true or anything, but I saw some people suggesting that maybe this was a setup. Maybe this was a setup, because we all know what happened after Butler, Pennsylvania, when Trump got shot. Many people voted for him. Many people supported him. Like, he became so popular after that. Now we know that almost no one supports Trump anymore. No one likes him anymore. He is responsible for this by himself, by covering up the Epstein files, for example, by like starting these wars. Meanwhile, he campaigned with no more wars and I'm gonna be more transparent. but maybe he can also, like, this can work in favor of him, that more people will support him now again. So it could be the case that he is using these kind of incidents in favor of himself. But I have to make this very clear. Of course, some people are suggesting this. That doesn't mean that this is actually true. I think, in my opinion, it would be actually ridiculous if, like, our whole government would do this, if they would allow this. I think it's almost not possible, but it is a fact. We saw what happened after Butler, Pennsylvania. We saw what happened. He won the elections because of that, with this fight. You remember? So he knows that no one supports him anymore now, so maybe he needs something like this in favor of himself. But again, I'm not saying that's true. Some people are just suggesting this. It could also be a false flag. Of course, it could be a false flag, that they are, like, exactly what Nick just said, that they are like, that's another country, maybe the same country where we're also fighting a war now with, that they just try to, like, put this on Iran. No, this guy was, like, pro-Iran, so we have to bomb them again. That could also be the case. I still have so many questions, but I'm scared that we will never ever really find out what happened here, because that always happens with these kind of incidents. We never know what really happened. But again, I have so many questions still. Also, like, exactly what Nick said. How is it possible that this guy could check in the same hotel with multiple guns, with knives? I have so many questions. It almost feels like
Where the f- are you going? The new obsession of the rich and wealthy is to live forever. Life's not getting better, it's getting longer. No one looks at life from 30 years ago. I mean, by the way, some people do, right? You know, I get it. Like, people get more rights. Minority groups get more rights in many cases. So I'm not blind to that. But if you look at life in the 90s or the early 2000s, or if you even go back to 2010, no one believes life is better now than it was in 2010. We're in 2026. It's 16 years later. No one looks at life now and says it's better. Look at 2010. People are out. They're in bars. They're in restaurants. They're going out. They're celebrating things. They have, sort of a social life that is different. Young people feel more hope about the future. They have a more vibrant social experience than they're having now. They haven't been fully sucked into phones. You know, the country, though divided on many key issues, is not in a constant state of war with each other. People aren't quite addicted to rage yet. Social media hasn't programmed our minds. We can still watch a movie. We can still read a book. We still have an attention span. People can still go on a date and talk to a woman. They don't have to goon for 8 hours in their room and then read about Hitler. So nobody looks at 2010 and goes, whoa, that time sucked. Nobody looks at any of these. You didn't have fucking AI videos of fucking cats. None of this is good anymore. None of these advancements make anyone's life better. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, now we have pictures on the food delivery apps? None of this makes anything any better, truly. You're more isolated now. You're more alone now. You have less hope than you had. We're seemingly heading towards conflicts with other countries. We're in multiple wars, but none of it seems better. Nobody looks back on 2010 and goes, what a fucking nightmare. Again, 16 years ago. It was better after 9/11. You had more fun in this country after 9/11 than you are having right now. It's true. You had more fun after 9/11 than you are having right now. Right now is one of the bleakest periods that I've ever lived through. And it's the most technologically advanced time that we have. The things that you can do technologically now are beyond anything that has ever been done in history. But in order to enjoy it, you have to be a sociopath. In order to enjoy our time, you have to be a sociopath. You have to be unbothered by seeing a 2-year-old that Israel lit on fire running around, and you have to swipe without thinking about it and go right to DoorDash and order Thai food. You have to be a sociopath. There's no way to truly enjoy that. You have to be a psychopath. You have to wake up and kind of ignore the news and say, I'm starting a business. Let's go. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that because people need to be productive, but we are all being trained to be sociopaths. That's the way. I mean, we've just spent the last 2 months interviewing a kid who smashes the bones in his face with a hammer, who's on meth. And we've spent the last 2 months interviewing him and going, what's your secret? What's your secret? You inject things into yourself every day? Nobody thinks that life is better than Beverly Hills 90210. Nobody thinks that life is better than piling a bunch of your friends into a car and going to a school and going to a prom and having fun and going to the beach and taking shrooms. Nobody thinks this life is better. Nobody prefers living in a cold, white apartment in Miami and snorting Adderall, going to the club every night, having a bunch of fake friends, trying to drive a Lamborghini and filming yourself in it. No one thinks that's a preferable life to living in a brick Tudor-style house with a dog and a family and a deli you walk to and a Christmas tree lighting. No one thinks that's better. No one honestly thinks any of that is better. No one thinks it's better to sit around front row at Fashion Week or aspire to be one of these, whatever, like, girl boss, CEO types. No one thinks that's better than having genuine connections in your life, family, friends, whatever. I'm not saying women shouldn't work. I'm saying nobody thinks it's better. The emptiness of climbing the corporate ladder, the emptiness of centering these aspirations as the only things in your life. No one finds this society and culture to be better than it was 20 years ago. Nobody. Find me one motherfucker. Find me one person who will literally, and not a psychopath, not someone selling online classes, okay? Not a finance YouTuber. I'm talking about a human fucking being, like a real motherfucking person. Tell me one person who thinks this is preferable to the way that we used to live. Tell me one human being that really believes that thinks it's great that you work till 40 so you can own your first house. You work 40 years of your life. You take out $250,000 of loans to go to a school. You graduate, you try to find a job, you cobble together a couple of things, you move to a city, you live in an apartment with a couple of friends, you wander from bar to bar to hook up to try to connect with a human being. You're constantly trying to climb ladders and have more and more money and more things. You want more status. You want people to recognize you as something. You want to break away from the fucking normie mainstream. You grab a hammer, you smash the bones in your face. You want to go to Miami. There's no taxes in Miami. You want to live a certain type of life that you see on Instagram, and the pressures to do that eventually wear you down. And then you're taking pills to just get up in the morning and walk out of your house. No one thinks that's a better life.
My father picked me up from school one day and we played hooky and went to the beach. When I got home, my sneakers were full of sand and I dumped it in my bedroom floor. I didn't know the difference. I was 6. My mother screamed at me for the mess, but he wasn't mad. He said that billions of years ago, the world shifting and oceans moving brought that sand to that spot on the beach, and then I took it away. Every day, he said, we changed the world. It is a nice thought until I think about how many days and lifetimes I would need to bring a shoe full of sand home until there is no beach, until it made a difference to anyone. Every day we change the world, but to change the world in a way that means anything, that takes more time than most people have. It never happens all at once. It's slow. It's methodical. It's exhausting. We don't all have the stomach for it.
friend, so we have to bomb them again. That could also be the case. I still have so many questions, but I'm scared that we will never ever really find out what happened here, because that always happens with these kind of incidents. We never know what really happened. But again, I have so many questions still. Also, like exactly what Nick said. How is it possible that this guy could check in the same hotel with multiple guns, with knives? I have so many questions. It almost feels like a false flag or maybe like some setup. But again, I'm not sure about it. But I don't know. Something doesn't feel right with this whole incident, in my opinion.
What if he had a pipe bomb in his suitcase instead of a loaded gun? What if he had some kind of a device, whether that's a nail bomb or a dirty bomb or who knows, a chemical agent? If this was a more sophisticated attacker, this could have been a catastrophe. This would have been a mass casualty event. You're not talking about just potentially wiping out half of the cabinet, including the president and vice president, but also all these people in attendance. And what would we be saying at this point if it was some kind of a suicide bomber? Again, if it was anything even a little bit more sophisticated than a couple of close-range firearms and some knives, and some knucklehead idiot who thought he was just going to literally bum rush the checkpoint, it'd be a very different story. How is this possible? Especially, how is it possible? Again, even the situation with Iran and everything else notwithstanding, how is it possible after there have already been 2 assassination attempts against the president? It doesn't bode well. And it raises some interesting questions. This is where people get a little bit conspiratorial. And this now always accompanies everything that happens, everything like this, or even anything not like this that happens. People naturally start to ask, is this even real? Who is this person? Is it really Secret Service incompetence? Is it that simple? Because if it is, that's pretty disturbing. And I'm not even sure which is more disturbing. Or is it something else? Was there another stand-down order? Is it the case that the president just doesn't have an active security detail right now? Who knows why that would be? Is there some entity seeking regime change? Maybe some entity that would be pleased to see the president get attacked? Is that perhaps why the event was not secured? Is there a deliberate stand down? And honestly, you don't know. There's no way to know. And it's hard to say, because on the one hand, you'd have to say Secret Service is completely out to lunch. And, you know, whether they're trying not to protect the president or they're not trying to not protect the president, well, they're not. They're not doing their job. And so the only question is whether that's an intentional stand down on behalf of some kind of incomprehensibly complex, shadowy government force, or it's just sheer incompetence. But to me, these are really the only things that can be said about the actual event. Here is, to me, the bigger picture about this, and this is what really makes me sick to my stomach. So, you know, we could go down all these different avenues, and to me, that's really not interesting. You can talk about the left has radicalized people against the government, and you could say Secret Service is incompetent, and you could say it's a conspiracy. They wanted Trump to go. They're sending a message. Time travel is a factor, apparently. If you know what I'm talking about, there's a time travel element that people are talking about to this one as well. We could go down all those different avenues. To me, that's not particularly interesting. I would say, and maybe this is a good segue, let's say, for example, people like to talk about the radicalization against the president. I don't actually think that's even valid anymore, because the president himself is celebrating when people die. So how does that work? And I know that 2 wrongs don't make a right, and I know that doesn't rationalize or justify or make acceptable murder or an assassination, especially of the nation's leader. But you think about the kind of guy that Trump has become. He wasn't always like this. Maybe there were shades of this that had broken through. Maybe aspects of his personality shined through and surfaced at one time or another. But you have to admit, Trump is totally unhinged now. And he's a completely different person. And now I would say he's just downright wicked. He's a downright wicked and evil leader. So, for example, when Robert Mueller dies, Trump is literally celebrating on Truth Social and saying, I'm glad he's dead. It's good news that this person has died because he was a terrible person. I don't know that I believe in karma, but I do believe that there are such a thing as cause and effect. And I'm not going to say that Trump saying that made a crazy person want to kill him. However, you do realize that there's a bit of a double standard. You can't defend every single thing that Trump says like that when Robert Reiner's kid killed his parents in a horrific, brutal double homicide, murder-suicide, and Trump says, well, he hated Trump. He didn't like Trump, so that's funny. When Robert Mueller dies and Trump celebrates, when he compares himself to Jesus, when he says he's going to annihilate Persian civilization, can you really then turn around and say it's the left, it's everybody else that has made the rhetoric so toxic?
No, you can't. Of course not. But it is Trump. Like, what else did you expect? He's always blaming other people for his own mistakes. He's pointing his finger to the Democrats, to the left, to the fake news. He always does this. We're almost used to this now, but he should look to himself. He should point the finger to himself for one time, because he should ask himself, how is it possible that he's not even 2 years in office and almost 3 people tried to assassinate him already? And again, I'm not trying to defend these kind of people who did this. They are crazy. They are lunatics. Violence is never ever an option. Let me make this very clear. Of course, if you disagree with someone, you're not gonna do this. But he should ask himself, how is it possible that this happened with me now, that 3 people tried to assassinate me already, and with 4 years of Biden, nothing like this happened? He should just ask himself this question, because somehow he is making people so mad that some people really want to do this kind of things. Because I don't have to explain you, we live in a big country, so of course you will have some crazy people left. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. And if you make them so mad like Trump is doing, then you have some people who will do these kind of things. But again, I'm not trying to say that what they do, they're crazy, they are wrong. Of course, you should never ever think that you have the right to like assassinate the president of the most powerful country in the world. Not any person at all if you disagree with him. But Trump should ask himself, how is it possible that I make people so mad, or that people hate me that much that they want to do these kind of things? Because we can all agree with the fact that not many people support Trump anymore. People are so tired by him because he almost betrayed us. He promises many different things. And this guy, it looks like where he was talking about is a manifest. I think this has something to do with the Epstein files. And Trump covered up the Epstein files. He is kind of responsible for that. He is still withholding many of these files. So he shouldn't be surprised that you make some people so mad that they want to do these kind of things if you are covering up the Epstein files, if you are defending your powerful friends who were in the Epstein files because you didn't want to release them. So yeah, then you have some people who will be very mad and maybe do these kind of things. But again, it doesn't give you the right to try to do this. This is not okay. Violence is never an option. But Trump, stop blaming other people. Try to look at yourself for one time.
You don't really have a leg to stand on anymore. You did. Maybe 10 years ago, there was a time when the left was absolutely powerful and it was not symmetrical at all. There was no equivalency at all. And the left wanted us dead, and they were explicit about it. And right-wingers were pleading and begging for mercy and apologizing and just wanted to be understood. It's not really like that anymore. Let's be honest. And so I can actually empathize with the left a little bit. It does ring hollow when Melania Trump and Erica Kirk go on Twitter and they want to bitch about the rhetoric. We need to turn the temperature down. Oh, it's gotten so crazy. Well, you know, look, it's kind of like you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You don't want to go on Twitter every day and say, I'm glad Robert Mueller is dead. I'm glad Robert Reiner got murdered by his son. We're going to annihilate Persian civilization. If you care about Epstein, I don't need your vote. You're an idiot. Like, if you're doing those kinds of things, and then the left calls you a horrible person and a monster, again, I'm not trying to rationalize that or justify that in any way. I don't believe murder is ever the solution. I'm a Christian. And I don't believe that 2 wrongs make a right. It doesn't justify, because it is true that the left, their rhetoric is violent and they want me dead. They tried to kill me too. And they tried to kill Trump and they killed Charlie Kirk. But in order to have the moral high ground, here's the rub. You can't go on Twitter then and say, oh, it's this rhetoric. We all need to relax and turn the temperature down. You can't really do that when you're a wicked person. You can't do that when you're reveling in the same kind of stuff. Now, more to the point, this is why I say this is a segue. So we're all supposed to believe that this is a horrible atrocity. We're all supposed to be so broken up about this. How long did it take after this incident that then all the pro-Trump influencers turned it into a...
Hey, if you guys are watching me on any platform, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, feel free to subscribe, give me a follow. I normally game, I do trades, mostly trades, games sometimes. And yeah, we watch some banned content.
Social media campaign. This is what I noticed. Immediately after the assassination attempt, it was literally every pro-Trump influencer on Twitter clearly got the memo. And I don't mean that in a manner of speaking. I don't mean that as a figure of speech. I mean, they literally got a memorandum. They literally got the memo. They're in a group chat. They're employed by one of these agencies, and they got sent the talking points and then money. They were told, all right, pro-Trump influencers, here's our next social campaign for $300. If you could just post the following message, and the message was, this is why we need a White House ballroom. I'll read a sampling because it is so on the nose, it's so blatant, you can't even exaggerate it.
It's
Andrew
really
Kovic from
It
Turning
really
Point USA writes,
Everybody's
this
on
is
the
why
same
President
talking
Trump
point.
needs
The
to build
ballroom,
the
the
White House
ballroom.
ballroom. Libs of TikTok says, this is why we need Trump's ballroom. Jack Posobiec, thank God President Trump is building a ballroom at the White House. See, so we switch that one around. Wall Street Maverick, we need the White House ballroom. Brylan Hollyhand, build the White House ballroom ASAP. Nick Adams, build the White House ballroom now. Randy Fine, we'd better never hear a peep from anyone complaining about a White House ballroom. All of those within hours of each other. That's not a coincidence. That's not like they all had the same idea. Do you know what that is? All of these people are being paid. Do you understand how this works? In the old days, politicians and corporations and foreign governments would engage lobbyists. They would pay specialists lots of money, and this is heavily regulated by the government, and there are disclosures, and there are rules, and there are monetary limits, and all kinds of things, and those lobbyists would use their connections in media, in government, among the political movers and shakers, and they would try to accomplish the goals of those political parties, corporations, and foreign governments. But with the advent and deregulation of social media, now lobbying takes a different form. And now foreign governments, corporations, and political parties and entities, now they just pay influencers. This is a real thing. This is not metaphor. This is how it works logistically. They pay influencers. They pay them hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, sometimes more than that. It's completely unregulated. It's totally under the table, and it literally works like that. They say, we will pay you $3.
Truly, my thing with that is, if you're going to endorse a candidate, I don't care if it's left, right, Republican, Democrat, I don't care what it is. If you're going to endorse a candidate as an influencer, your ass needs to get taxed out the ass. Like a motherfucker. For that shit. It's freedom of speech. You get taxed for pushing that political opinion.
$3,000 if you post a TikTok and here's the script. And the script has to say this, this, and this. They tell the influencers, make it your own. Say it in your own words, but we need this hashtag, and these are the points to emphasize, and these are the things that you have to say. You send us the TikTok. It's not even dependent on engagement. It's not dependent on how many people see it, like it, comment on it. It's just that they do it, and then they get the payout. That is what this is. So think of it. Some psycho goes to the White House ballroom to eliminate the entire government in the middle of a war after Trump has experienced 2 assassination attempts so far. His entire cabinet is in attendance. If this was a more sophisticated attacker, he would have wiped out the whole government and hundreds of other people. Would have been successful if not for his own incompetence, because Secret Service has either stood down because of a grand conspiracy or they're just not that competent. Within minutes of the assassination attempt, at the same time that we're being told this moralizing about the rhetoric from the left and we have a problem, and people are doing another drive-by cry at the cameras about the horror, this is so sad. Within hours of the shooting, we get a social campaign about what? The White House ballroom.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what a joke. You could not make this up, right? And this is also the main reason why so many people, they still have so many questions and they just don't trust anything what happened at this incident, because it almost looks like a setup. It almost looks like they were just using this to campaign for their stupid ballroom. Are you kidding me? No one cares about this stupid ballroom and they're worried about that. I don't give an F about this ballroom, to be honest. I wish this president or government and all those paid influencers were more busy with actual problems in our country. Maybe stop this war, because this administration campaigned with no more wars, and I don't know if they forgot about it, but we're still in a war with Iran. Why? Maybe stop that first and then care about your ballroom. What do you think about maybe releasing the rest of the Epstein files? We're also waiting for that. They're still trying to cover this up. Why? I also have so many questions about that. By the way, why is no one talking about the Epstein files anymore as well? What do you think about maybe like lowering the prices of like the gas prices, the grocery prices, make sure that, or healthcare is like more affordable, maybe to make sure that, or rent is like more affordable. We have so many real problems, and then they are busy with this nonsense with like the ballroom. No one cares about that. No one cares about that. But it just shows, you know, by the way, all those paid influencers who were tweeting the same thing, because I'm happy that Nick points this out, because I also saw this on X, but it's all like, of course, like the usual suspects. I didn't expect anything else from them, but they literally showed us that they're just like paid, they're almost like paid agents for this administration. So in my opinion, you cannot even take these people serious anymore, because they just do what, as long as they get money, they will say whatever the government wants us to know. So that's actually kind of scary, and you should be aware of that. So of course, like, decide this for yourself if you're gonna believe all these influencers, but even like or favorite influencers, maybe also Nick, I don't know, could be the case with Nick as well. They're getting money to say some kind of things, and many people that just think that they can trust any influencer, that they can that they are like independent, they are not, and this is just another example. But about the ballroom, are you kidding me? That's like the latest problem we have here. But again, this is just my opinion. I'm very curious about your opinion. What do you think about this whole incident, what happened with Trump? Like, do you think it's real? Do you think like was there someone behind this, maybe another country or maybe another group? I'm very, very curious about your opinion. Please share your opinion in the comments. It's very important to say I read all comments. I even try to reply to some of your comments, so please let me know. As well, guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. If you're really
Tell us first, I mean, this is a few days, this case. Where did this all start for you all at the sheriff's office?
It started on the April the 8th, whenever a coworker walked into our lobby at the sheriff's office and had a concern about his friend, coworker, not showing up for work. And from that, a deputy was dispatched. The deputy arrived. Nobody was there, couldn't find anybody, knocked on the door, checked around the premises. But because of the deputy being vigilant, he looked in a trash can and walking out that was set out by the curb, and it was some bloody items. So then he called, and CID investigators, we all showed up and found more evidence that probably something had happened there at the location, at the residence, and from that we secured a search warrant. And while we started conducting the search warrant, we were able to gather information that gave us ID to several vehicles, some still on the property. A vehicle was missing. We were able to, through technology, we were able to locate that vehicle being driven in Corpus, and reached out to our partners there, Corpus Christi Police Department, and their gang unit got on it like ASAP. And after a few minutes, they were able to pull the vehicle over. Inside the vehicle was a male, a female, and 2 children. And one of those children was 1 month old. So then we're learning more information about who we're looking for. We learned there's a wife. The wife's not at the residence, so we have 2 people missing at that point. They had been pulling a cargo box trailer that they had unhitched there in a parking lot for reasons we still don't know. But the officers there, the gang unit had eyes on them when that happened, was watching. So after they unhooked it, they drove around a little bit. They were pulled over, and at the point we knew that that vehicle was in that area, our ranger and one of my chief deputies, they took off for Corpus Christi. So they got down there, and I have to say this all started like the deputy was on scene at 1 o'clock, and by 7 we had both people in custody. So a motive, I'm not going to get into a motive because I would be speculating on what the motive is at this point. But when they left the residence, their mother, the girl's mother that we have in custody now, that was her biological mother. There was items stolen from her. There was guns that were stolen, money, tools, and of course the vehicle. So you can figure out what the motive is. Was it for property, or I don't really know. We don't know yet, and they've not given that up yet. So I can tell you that the female confessed, and we have a confession from her, and the male halfway confessed.
Did they have are they in a relationship, the male and the female suspects?
Yes.
And were those their children in the car?
The 1 month old belongs to him from what I know, biologically.
God damn,
The
look like a
little
crackhead.
girl is not his, 6-year-old. Thanks to CPS, and we started getting CPS involved as soon as we knew there was children. That was 8, 9 o'clock that night, and they started working. We were able to get the children. One of them is back with her biological father this morning, and the baby I haven't checked on as of now to see where the baby's at, but we had them at my office for quite some time, and then they were able to come over and they picked the kids up, and so that was the sad part of the story there. The little girl not knowing, and 6 years old, but understands, right? So
how were the victims discovered?
How were the victims discovered?
Where and what was the manner?
Well, so from the daughter, she gave information that they'd killed both of them, and in that she included that they were dumped in what she called a ravine. Well, there's a lot of ravines around Medina Lake. Some of them water used to be in them, and now they're dry. So as soon as that information was pushed back to us from Corpus, we began searching roadways and ravines,
Motherfucking Corpus,
dry creeks, rivers, and I guess a couple hours, maybe 3 hours into the search, a deputy had seen something on the side of the road. And I have to say that if it wasn't for several things coming together, we might still be trying to figure this out. So, and that deputy that seen what most people would have probably said, well, that's nothing, it's just trash, right? he decided he'd look a little further, and he did. And to look further, you had to go past that. You had to crawl through the brush, the cedar trees, and you could shine a light. You still couldn't see nothing. You had to go further. And finally got to a point that there was 2 large black trash bags in the bottom of this ravine. From the top down, what we lasered was about 73 feet. And we were able to make our way down, determine that there was humans in those bags, and that's how they were discovered.
When was this discovery made?
When?
On the 8th?
No, that would have been the morning of the 9th, because by the time we were able to, along with our fire department, the ESD, retrieve them, it was beginning to get daylight.
Do we know how they died yet? Was a murder weapon found?
Multiple murder weapons, and yes.
Would you be willing to share that at this point or not yet?
Well, yeah. So, strangulation and a knife.
Were those items found with the suspects in Corpus Christi or at the house?
House.
Okay. And their bodies were found off 1283. Was that closer to Medina Lake or San Antonio?
Medina Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know where the top of the hill is. Dancing Bear was a cantina at one time. It's a restaurant. I guess they're going to open it back up. I don't think it's open now. Just down the road in a very deep ravine.
Boy, this sheriff right here sure do look like Texas.
Do they have family there? Was there a connection to Corpus
Do not.
Christi?
Nope, I can only speculate. They were taking vehicles and trailers, and they were going to park them somewhere and make it look like these people disappeared from down there to take the attention off of this area. I have no idea.
And the daughter, she is the biological daughter of both
No,
the parents, just the...
it's her stepdad.
Do they have a criminal history, either suspect?
She does not. He did, out of state.
Violent?
He's got a court appearance. No, it's drugs.
Do we understand the roles of either suspect when it comes to what their roles in
No.
killing the
No. I can just tell you they were both there, and after the mom and dad were dead, they both were part of taking property and things and the vehicle and all that stuff.
What was the demeanor of the suspects that they were pulled over?
I have not talked to him. He's in Nueces County Jail still. We will be picking him up this next week. She seems to be completely disconnected from anything.
Is she also still in Oasis County? Sorry.
Ma'am?
Is she also still down there on the coast?
No, we brought her back that night.
Okay.
We brought her and the children back to here that morning, wee hours of that morning. So she's been here, and we kept her with her children as long as we could until we had some support from CPS.
Was she fully cooperative, or at what point did she confess to what had happened?
And a good evening to you. It is a culmination of 2 years of KSAT reporting. A woman accused of scamming families out of money for their loved ones' headstones has now been sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Our Courtney Friedman broke this story of the scam back in 2024, and she's followed it through all the way to today, when Elena Moreno Sanchez was sentenced. Courtney joining us now here live in the studio. So, Courtney, we know you've kept in contact with the families this entire time.
Yeah, I check in with them periodically. A lot of them I have talked to today. Lots of emotional text message that I've gotten. They are at every single hearing. Some even flying from out of state to watch Elena Moreno plead guilty and then today be sentenced to 6 years in prison. While they are still in pain from everything that has happened to them, they can finally say they feel a sense of justice.
Husband's first name was Robert Cifuentes.
Daughter passed away. Her name is Rebecca Nicole Terrence. She was 24. Beautiful, smart, bright girl.
Their cherished loved ones, the real reason for this years-long fight. 16 families waiting to hear these words.
Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served.
6 years for Elena Moreno Sanchez, the former Angelic Monuments business owner who collected $50,000 from 16 families but never delivered their loved ones' headstones. KSAT's investigation started in February of 2024 when Adriana Terrence told me how much money she'd given to Moreno. Then more and more families came forward to KSAT claiming Moreno stole their money too. San Antonio police arrested Moreno just a month later.
Why'd you steal it from these people?
I did not. We followed the court process, Moreno eventually paying the victims back. But the families say money isn't what matters anymore. In front of Judge Stephanie Boyd, Norma Cifuentes demanded jail time.
She does not deserve probation, and she has put us through nothing but hell.
Moreno testified, saying delays were due to both COVID and the abusive relationship she was trying to escape at the time.
And I'm terribly sorry for it. I never meant to hurt anyone. I just did what I thought was right to move on and to get out of that relationship.
But those words fell on ears that had already heard too many excuses.
I believe it was intentional, and she's not going to be able to do this to any other family anymore.
We are ecstatic, especially relieved.
They take comfort in the other families who understand what they've been through. Terrence and Cifuentes saying they owe their strength to their loved ones in heaven.
I would tell her that we miss her. I love her.
I came and fought for you out of respect for you and my children and myself. We did it.
And if you want to see the other 7 stories I've done on this investigation and the court process, we have them listed on ksat.com. You just search Angelic Monuments. We also have a QR code right there at the bottom of our screen right now.
So, Courtney, we actually learned in that hearing today that Moreno has been working at another funeral home business.
Yes, they said since closing her business officially when she was arrested, she has been working at someone else's company. And that was a huge concern for families, what they told Judge Boyd today. So with this ruling, even when she gets out of jail, she will not be able to work in the funeral service industry as well as the healthcare industry or with minors.
All right, Courtney, thanks so much for your reporting and continuing to keep in touch with those families.
They straight up.
Now at 11, a lot of people
Fuck that bitch up. Lock the bitch up. Excuse me. Let's see. What. Hold up.
We had an employee that let things come out of the store.
Okay.
About $1,000 worth of stuff. And
Is this her?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hell.
I'm getting ready to go to jail
Can you have someone come get it?
because I let somebody walk out of here with stuff yesterday.
On March 4th, 2022, officers in Florida responded to a local Dollar General store after management reported an internal theft involving one of their own employees. According to the manager, an employee had allowed a relative to walk out of the store the previous day with more than $1,000 in merchandise, ringing up only 1 or 2 items per cart over a 4-hour span. This was not a simple shoplifting case. It was a coordinated insider-outsider scheme. Exactly the conduct Florida's organized retail theft statute was written to address.
You know what manager called?
I am the manager.
Okay, you're the one who called?
Yes.
What's going on?
When the officer arrived, the manager would explain how the scheme worked and how the employee was able to steal thousands of dollars in various snack and food items from the store.
Is this her?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Is there a loss prevention person we need to talk to?
I can call her.
Bro, look
have
at
IDs?
this fat
I do it in
bitch.
my room, sorry.
Stealing from Dollar General. Bitch, I know you eat. You need to stop eating, stop stealing. Hell no. Imagine if I was managing her, I know damn well she could easily steal up to $2,000 to $3,000 worth of food by herself.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Damn, Dorothyville over here.
What's going on?
If you want to just hang out for a
You
second,
going to jail, bitch.
or whatever, let's try to figure out what's going on and we'll go from there.
Okay. So you got all the information from her?
Yeah, from her and her.
Now I'll talk to you for over here. So that was the loss prevention manager. Basically, I hadn't got the manager's statement, but apparently she already wrote a statement to her. So it all happened yesterday. It's just one instance. Okay. Over the span of 4 hours yesterday. Okay. The employee allowed her and the employee's aunt to basically load up entire carts of whatever. I mean, over $1,000 worth of stuff, and she would scan like one or two things.
She would?
The employee would, yeah, the employee would scan.
She was under security?
Yeah, the employee would scan one or two things and let the aunt walk out. She wants to press charges.
So they're both gonna go.
They don't know the aunt's name, and the employee apparently wouldn't tell her. So, but yeah, so.
If that's the case, then she can.
But she apparently, you want me? I'll go inside with the manager, get that.
Yeah, I need the surveillance video, and if they can give us an idea of what all was taken, we need a receipt.
Yeah. Let me go. She should have all that. Go ahead and have all that ready. Okay. And I'll go in there with her, get all that.
Go do that. I'll Mirandize her and talk to her real quick. And
okay. But apparently she already admitted everything on their written statement, so.
That's fine.
All right. I'll go with the manager. All right. All right, Sherry. Here.
All right. I'm going to read you something and ask you a few questions. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer, have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. You cannot afford to hire a lawyer. One will be appointed to represent you before the questioning if you wish to speak to me about this incident.
What you gonna do?
That's fine. So
Yeah, because it's kind of a tricky situation
that's the statement she wrote.
with her aunt. So, her knowingly scanning and allowing her to steal, that's a criminal offense in itself, but...
Well, about 15 minutes ago, the ladies who were the last ones to come through with stuff came back in, and their carts are still sitting over there when they realized I wouldn't let her come out and bring them out.
Okay.
I have pictures of the transaction from the register because it wouldn't let me reprint them.
Okay.
So, this is what she rang up. That's what she gave away. And I can show you on the big camera too. And then she rang up a drink, and that's the cart he pushed out.
And the only thing she rang up was the drink?
The drink, yeah. That's the actual receipt for the transaction. Okay. And that's on the drum drive.
Can you... Oh, this is all on the jump drive?
Yeah.
So I can take this, right?
Yes.
Cool.
She told me to have it all ready, so.
Yeah, that makes everything a little easier. Hey.
Give her 16.
I'm just gonna put my stuff here.
And then this
And
is,
the employee is Amy Rankin, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Okay.
and she signed it, so. And she put her employee number. I didn't, I don't know if you need the original or the copy. I was just told to make a copy of it, so. And then these are, like, when I went through and watched the video, I didn't put all of this on there because it wouldn't have fit, but
What is all... Oh, okay.
this is the list of stuff I could see in the cards that got taken.
Can you do... Did you make copies of all that?
No, not yet.
You make copies of all that, front and back, if you would.
You will be placed under arrest for grand retail theft. Yes. Tell me what's going on. Like, you're being accused of underscanning
Bro,
and
look at her
allowing your aunt
face,
to
just
walk
thinking
out.
about.
Like,
I'm gonna be held accountable
you know
for
how
my
many
actions.
different felonies you can get from this? It's organized retail theft, basically, is what it is. Whether it was your idea or not, you went along with it. Did you get dropped off here, or is your vehicle in the...
My vehicle's here.
Okay.
Hey, I'm getting ready to go to jail
Can you have someone come get it?
because I let somebody walk out of here with stuff yesterday. Yeah. I don't know. So, I will let you know when I can get a bond sent hearing or whatever.
No, you'll have a bond tonight, set by me.
He said I'll have a bond setting set tonight. I'm not sure how much it was.
Where's your keys at for your vehicle? Are you able to have someone come get it? Because obviously you're not going to be allowed back on this property.
He's gonna call my aunt.
Shelly?
No.
Okay.
My aunt Judy.
Damn, he know the aunt's
Do you
name?
have a phone number for
Fucking
Shelly?
says Shelly.
I don't have anything
What the
for her.
fuck
She
kind
made
of
it
town is this?
very secretive, so I guess this is why.
Where are you going?
I was gonna go get my purse and stuff and put it in my car.
Is it inside? Okay, we'll have that come out. Just finish your cigarette.
Do I need to take my ID with me?
Not necessarily. I would take your cell phone with you so you can get phone numbers out of it.
And then I'll just put my cigarettes and my keys and everything in my car. Or
Damn, she want those cigarettes.
I have your
I'll put my
information, so you don't
cigarettes in
necessarily
first.
need your ID. It wouldn't hurt to take your wallet and phone with you, but that's really your choice.
and I'll leave my ring and do I need to take earrings and everything out or
You will be made to.
All right, what's the guess? How much money do you think she let the other person take?
Is it just your purse inside?
I believe so, yes.
On arrival, the responding officer did what any well-trained patrol officer should do. He identified the complainant, confirmed a suspect, and asked for identification before any custodial action. Loss prevention had already done substantial work. Under Florida Statute Section 812.015, a merchant may detain a suspected retail thief on probable cause for a reasonable time, and that authority was lawfully exercised here. The officer received a near-complete evidentiary package, surveillance video on a thumb drive, screenshots of each registered transaction, an itemized list of stolen merchandise, and a signed written statement from the employee herself. Because that statement was taken by a private employer rather than the state, it is not subject to Miranda. Statements obtained by private actors remain admissible as party admissions, as recognized in Colorado versus Connolly. Under Florida Statute Section 812.014, theft of property valued at $750 or more, but less than $20,000, constitutes grand theft of the third degree, a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. And under Florida's principal statute, Section 777.011, it does not matter whose idea the scheme was. Aiding or abetting an offense is punished as if the aider committed the underlying theft personally. Before substantive questioning, the officer Mirandized the subject. This sequence matters. Under Miranda versus Arizona, decided in 1966, custodial interrogation requires advance warning of the right to silence and the right to counsel. Then came the decisive moment. While on a phone call, The subject voluntarily told a third party that she was going to jail because she let somebody walk out of the store with merchandise the day before. Under Rhode Island versus Innis, statements that are not the product of police interrogation are generally admissible. This was a spontaneous party admission captured on body camera with no coercion.
So she took 8 shopping carts?
Altogether in the hour, it was 8 shopping carts. Full of
8
stuff.
shopping carts.
Where did the $1,000 number come from?
It was probably over that amount because there were totes full of things that we couldn't even see what was in them. So she's estimating.
You didn't happen to get her on video writing the statement, did you?
Yeah.
She is on video writing the statement?
Yeah. I can add that to that.
Yeah, if we would do that, that would just be a little icing on the cake, so to speak. And what I'll do is I'll just take the copied version of everything.
Okay.
Or the receipts you have are on here, you said? Or what you...
Well, I have the beginning, like where she scanned one thing and then gave them their copy of the receipt and they walked out with 2 carts full of stuff.
Okay, cool.
That's on there. All the ones that I had time to put on there are on there. So
Okay.
if you guys need anything else, we can do it all from here. We don't actually have to wait for them to send it to us, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, this is a good starting point right here. So, how long has she been working here?
At this store, only a couple months. Well, not even a month. She came from the other Anthony store, so the way she did it, I have a feeling that this is not the first time.
I'm sure.
And
she wouldn't give y'all her. She wouldn't give y'all her aunt's name.
I don't. It looks like her mom.
Looks like her mom.
And they were driving a red van, because you can kind of see it off to the side, because she walks out to it. And
Were y'all able to get? Y'all have outside cameras?
But you can see the van in the corner.
I was just wondering if you were able to get a tag, if it was going to be if I can get a tag number from the video, but probably not from that angle.
You can only see the side of it.
That would probably help us identify at least.